And welcome to the Crewcast number 4, numero quattro, for those of you that hit that SAP button on your video player. We got a great show lined up for everybody, and this is the second take of our introductions because Chaos Lord David fucked it up so badly, but that's alright. We are going to redo with our intros. My name is The Schwantz27. I do gaming entertainment on YouTube, and I make fun of other people. That's what I do. So let's go around and let's introduce everybody that is part of this episode's Crewcast.
What's going on, you guys? This is guy number 2, aka Chaos Lord David. What I do for my YouTube is I do Let's Play videos of mainly retro games because I'm very nostalgic, like listening to other music and watching other TV shows. I'm a very nostalgic kind of guy anyway, but I do in a quite an entertaining way and most of the sorts, and I just do all around stuff of today's generation of gaming, and that's basically what I do.
Chaos Lord David, aka guy number 2, and I don't mean shit, guy number 2. He also is a beast at Guitar Hero, so be sure to check out his channel. Next up, we've got I Plow Fat Apes. Say hello.
Yo, what's up, guys? My name is, as Brian said, I Plow Fat Apes, and to be honest, I forgot what the fuck I uploaded on my YouTube channel. So I touched it. It's so fucking long. If you guys could go to my YouTube channel, you guys could definitely message me and tell me what the fuck I uploaded.
Fair enough. And next we got my brother from a British mother, Not Predator.
Brother, I thought we were boyfriends. Hi,
Dude,
I'm
you're
Not
supposed to keep
Predator.
that on the DL.
Oh, wow,
man.
so you fucking cheating on me, you fucking bitch?
Dude, I'm cheating on all of them. It's like a really complex love triangle.
Love
Okay, at this point, it's a
you
love
wanted to
hexagon.
marry me.
Okay.
Love and
I'm
Illuminati
marrying
confirmed.
Okay. My name's Nuts, as you know. People call me Jordan. Yeah, I upload whatever the fuck I feel like and live stream whenever I feel like it. And really, that's it. And Rage.
Yes, I will be putting up a Not Predator Rage compilation sometime next week. I know people have been asking me about it, but I've been lazy and haven't even been making videos for my own channel every day. So
Can
fuck
I just
you
simply
guys.
say this? When you upload a Rage, I cringe at my Rage.
Good, excellent. So prepare to cringe next week. And we have a guest on the show this time. First ever guest on the Crewcast. Say hello to Sergeant J.
What's going up, everybody? I don't do YouTube much anymore. I'll just put it at that. But when I do, I upload airsoft videos. And if you don't know what that is, Google it.
It's
And that's
basic. It's. I've heard airsoft has great hit detection.
Oh, yes. It does. It's absolutely pristine. It makes all your fucking video games look like shit.
The lag compensation and the graphics are so on point in airsoft. It's amazing.
Oh, it's just like real life, dude. It's just fantastic.
So, Airsoft doesn't lie about dedicated servers then?
No.
We're getting
It's on permanent
getting,
life servers.
we're getting shot around corners,
No.
Well,
or however. I still think that's possible though.
I went Airsoft
Well, yeah,
once.
I'm
if you
sure it
just
probably
hop
is
up on
in
your gun, you
airsoft.
can
I'm
actually
sure
do
it
that,
is.
but yeah.
I went Airsoft once. It wasn't fun. I fell over and broke my wrist.
You're such a pussy, Knots. Jesus Christ.
What? It was a fucking fun.
Knots is
Should have just
fragile.
got back up and used your other arm and like, I'm
Dude,
gonna
I
kill you,
fucking-
I'm
motherfucker.
not. This is not an action movie. If a helicopter hits me, I'm not gonna walk away. I'm probably gonna be shredded on the floor. Like fucking help me.
Pussy.
Fucking
yes.
airsoft, pussy.
Dude, that paintball,
Go
man.
away,
Paintball
stop.
all day, every fucking day.
There
Fuck
you go.
airsoft. Airsoft's for fucking vaginas.
Oh,
Fuck you, apes.
Wow.
Wait. This is coming from the guy. Hey, so Pat, I'm just curious. How long are you actually gonna stay in this for? You're gonna like leave mid conversation like you do every time on Skype?
No,
Are you gonna like drop a
all
midway
I do
through an
is
argument?
Just mute my mic when I'm not talking, so there won't be any background audio.
I'll point this out, Jay. Yesterday, I'm having a conversation with him. I say something, boom, gone. Didn't see him for like 24 hours.
Like,
Thought he got
oh,
hit by a fire truck.
Dude, half of the shit I say on Skype now is just yo, and then just that's it. Just drop out of
You always mention Jim. Who the fuck's Jim? Your boyfriend? Are you cheating on me and Brian and David and
You already
Jay?
fucking said you're cheating on me, bitch, so fuck.
Well, no, I'm not cheating on you. I'm just in a really complex, like, hexagon love triangle.
Oh,
Hexagon-
bullshit.
A love hexagon. That's basically what it is. It's a love hexagon.
Yeah,
let's just point out that Knots declared that he wanted to marry me, and he already got the rings, apparently, so...
No! I said
yes,
you forgot
that's exactly
to pick up the
what
rings.
you
That
said.
was your job to pick up the fucking rings. And you fucked it up.
Bullshit! Oh, it wasn't. That
See,
was your
folks,
job.
this is exactly what marriage is like. Constant arguing and bickering over the smallest minute details. So
Yeah, I
That's
want my
just Schwantz,
fucking
where
money
you've got,
back.
like,
This is bullshit.
Schwantz has got two personalities. You've got a, I'm a gamer, and then you go, oh, hi, wife, how you doing?
Listen, everybody has a girlfriend or pet voice. You know what I mean?
don't.
Like, when you talk to a pet, you don't talk to it in your normal voice. You go, hey, kitty, how's it going here,
I
kitty?
have dogs, so I'm
That
like,
sounded
fucking get out.
very-
Unless
Very
you act that
well,
way
you're
to
right.
your, unless you act that way to your
Yeah,
girlfriend
I'm curious.
or
You know
wife.
how you've got like an animal voice?
You-
Do you and your wife have animal names? Like, oh, I knew a chubby woofy.
No, God, no.
Ew.
Schmoopy!
Come on
The
over here.
schmoopy moopy! No.
The cat's 827.
I don't hide my person. If I'm honest with you, there's two distinct personalities to myself. You've got my gaming side where I'm like, fuck you, fucking kill yourself, blah, 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 blah. And then
And you got the
there's
cheater side of you.
no, and then you've got my socially acceptable side where I'm like, yeah, I agree.
No, we only know the
Socially
fucking
awkward.
gamer part.
Yeah, you only love like you don't know me IRL, but it's like IRL. Instead of saying like the word fuck off, I will like say like, will you kindly go away and not come back? It's the polite way of saying fuck off.
That's kind of scary.
Morally
This
acceptable.
is what British politeness is. That's basically what it
Please,
is.
sir, would you like to
Don't know
see
what you're
if you
talking
could
about.
go away for a bit, sir?
Please,
Look,
sir, can
if
you kindly play a game of Go Fuck Yourself?
And an act of goodwill.
I like you and all, but please get the fuck out of my space.
I'm the type of person that if I don't like you, I'm gonna throw crumpets out the window at you when you're walking by.
I wouldn't
gonna
mind you throwing crumpets at me. I'm actually kind of hungry right now, so.
I legitimately crumpets like 10 minutes ago. It was fucking nice.
You
I had
fat
Jaffa
fuck.
cakes
I
because
should
I'm
probably like
weird.
Jake could probably bear with me. Crumpets.
So, what
Oh,
the fuck is
basically-
crumpet again?
It's basically toast.
Toast?
Basically toast. Yeah, you
So
just
why
stick-
the fuck you want a fancy name for it? Just call it fucking toast.
Oh, there's different
It's
things.
rounded.
Toast is bread.
It's round.
Yeah, and a crump is like a round fucking little cake thing.
It's a biscuit.
It's round.
Is
It's
it
a lot
like
more
rice cake?
It's not a biscuit.
It is a biscuit.
I don't think that's a biscuit.
Gee, well,
was
you
gonna
guys
say that
call
you're
things all
biscuits.
different
Biscuits.
shit.
Salt.
You guys call fucking fries
British
chips, and
language,
you
you
call
know that,
chips
right? So
crisps,
biscuits-
and all this other
we
bullshit.
have two different things. We have fries and we have chips. There are different things. We also have scallops. Do you know what scallops are?
Scallop?
Yeah, scallops.
No, a scallop. It's a fish.
No. We have like. Do you know what a scallop is? It's like a kind of like. It's a kind of. How do I say? It's like making chips or fries, as you Americans call them. But instead of having small, like fucking thin brands, you
French
just have a
fries,
slice.
bitch.
You just have a slice of them, and then you make them like normal chips.
I have a
Jesus
slice of
Christ.
these nuts.
Oh boy.
It's weird.
Oh, we're really
Wait,
gonna
that
have a
sounds
debate.
so wrong.
Fries and chips and crisps and cats and dogs living together. Mass hysteria.
Where's
Oh my.
All right, so let's talk about Black Ops 3, everybody. Black Ops 3, since the
It
last time we've
sucks. Move
talked.
on.
Should you be like,
You haven't even
agree
fucking
with me.
played the game yet, Jay. How do you know Black Ops
I
3
have.
sucks?
Because of the fucking Call of Duty track record that we've had recently.
so I've played. I'm gonna admit I've played Black Ops 3.
No, you haven't.
Yeah, giant mechs in it, and I could run on walls like
Oh
it could.
my God.
And the carbine was overpowered.
If you played Titanfall, you played Black Ops 3 and the story.
I'd say it's Titanfall / Call of Duty Advanced Warfare campaign.
Dude, I just realized, like, looking at the article, like, PC is gonna have a way better version of Black Ops 3 than console will.
Well,
Oh yeah, it took a
well,
long
I
enough to do a
think-
bad good PC port, didn't it?
Why
I
are they
mean,
going? I'm just going. Why are they focusing on a minority of like 20 people when
They're
like all
gonna
the
have
tryhards are on
dedicated
Xbox?
Maybe they would like to increase that minority.
Oh, fucking don't give me that dedicated server bullshit.
No, PC is only gonna run dedicated servers, and we're gonna get stuck with the bullshit we've always
Well,
See,
those
I-
20 people enjoy Sonic Connections, can't they?
Dude, I don't know. I just
all right,
I have no hopes for it.
So first things first, then. Advanced Warfare is a much better game on PC than it is on console. A lot of people have said that. It's more like an arcade shooter, which is kind of what the Call of Duty engine was based on, that Quake 3 engine, on PC, whereas on console, you're slamming a fucking controller. I mean, the controller joysticks are kind of like the female clitoris. You have to be careful with it. So if you're jamming it one way or the fucking other and trying to boost in several different ways, it's not going to work. Like, it's
Especially
just
those
so
Xbox
clunky.
One thumbsticks. Holy shit,
Or-
those guys are
Or
real
you could just
sensitive.
launch it at a sofa and break your controller, Brian.
But where's all the revenue coming from, though? From console players, you know? Like, there's barely any PC players that
I'm
fucking buy
glad-
Call of Duty.
Yeah, but
I'm
think
just-
about it this way, though. The PC market for Call of Duty games hasn't changed up or down much, whereas the gaming market for consoles and Call of Duty has plummeted in the last 2 releases. Ghost and Advanced Warfare sales are in the fucking shitter compared to what they used to be.
That's true.
And unless they want to go out and really try and hardcore reclaim consoles players, they have to open up their audience to more different things. Because the PC port of Ghost was fucking awful. Like, terrible. So...
Isn't that like Infinity Ward's trademark? Terrible
yes,
company.
that is true.
Terrible games. People
Yeah,
who
the-
disappear and never come back.
Modern Warfare 3 on PC doesn't even have an FOV changer.
Well, I mean, Infinity Ward first pissed off the PC community when they released Modern Warfare 2 without mod tools and without, a server browser. They used, like, their own... You know how, like, when we go into a game of Call of Duty on console, there's the matchmaking system.
Yeah.
Well, for Call of Duty 4 and World at War, they don't have that. They have, like, a traditional server browser like you would see in Battlefield games. There is no matchmaking system. I mean, you can quick match and quick join, but there is no, like, matchmaking system. Versus...
I think that would be the best system to use, especially on PC anyway, because it keeps the longevity of those servers going, especially on COD 4. I think that
There's
I think
more.
COD 4
There's
has
more players on PC COD 4 than there are console players on COD 4.
Yeah,
That's true.
but
But it's
even have
'cause-
200 player servers, which I
It's
would
'cause-
never join, but
No,
they do
they're
have them.
AIDS. Doing 12 on 12 on Crash sounds awesome, but then when you play it, it's like if you move from this spawn, you're fucking dead. Like,
Yeah.
So, is it like Hardline TDM then?
yeah,
Try
yes.
play Hardline TDM and keep a straight face.
Yeah.
I'm assuming try and play COD 4, Crash 12v12. Try and keep a straight face. I'm gonna
No,
keep
it's
one.
horrific. It's absolutely horrific.
It's like
It can't be as bad though,
spawning
man.
It's like spawning to people's line of sight 24/7.
yeah, it's horrific.
Well, Hardline has
But
now
it
got this
brings
issue.
like dedicated people to actually have those servers there, though. That's what I mean. That's why you should have a server browser like they do have in COD 4, but they haven't done that for like a COD game. I wonder why.
I don't know. Maybe
Maybe they think, oh, my matchmaking system's so much better than server browser.
It's so
Fuck off.
funny. It's so funny how in the article, it says that the PC version will also have an FOV slider, as if like that's not been a feature in like most FPS games and shit. You know
I'm
what
assuming
I mean?
I'm assuming like at that point in time, you've seen the dramatic cat. I'm assuming that meme plays.
Yeah.
It's like dun dun dun.
So, but here's the thing to note is that I don't think Advanced Warfare has dedicated servers for PC. Am I right?
It should.
I don't think so, no.
I doubt it.
There
So-
probably some in like ranked play, but no one plays ranked play.
Well,
They
yeah,
probably
of course.
said they do, but they're fucking bullshitting.
Yeah, of course they do. They fucking lie.
Well, I mean, it says that dedicated servers for all ranked matches. So do they mean ranked play, or do they mean matches where you could actually, like the Battlefield version of ranked matches, where they count towards your progression?
I don't fucking
I don't
know,
know.
but
All right. So what is everybody else's general thoughts about Black Ops 3?
should we go in order, or we should just scream out?
No, just
What we actually think.
just scream out a topic and we'll chomp on it.
I'm not
Uh,
Let's go
sure.
campaign. Campaign's always the thing.
no one
to
cares
talk
about the campaign.
Yeah,
Knots.
nobody gives a fuck about the
Yeah,
campaign.
fuck campaign.
I play the campaign.
It's like, I don't know. I guess the more futuristic that Call of Duty's getting, the shittier, the game is. It's like there's so many other games that I could fucking think of some sci-fi bullshit like Halo and stuff like that. Like
What's
I feel like Call
wrong
of Duty
with the
should be
future,
based
though?
on modern. I don't know. I grew up like playing Call of Duty when it was all modern and shit, and like this future stuff is just pissing me off because it's like I guess Ghost actually I think ruined it for me because Ghost was just so bad that I
Ghost
just.
was awful.
I honestly just couldn't play Call of Duty anymore. Like, because on Black Ops 2, I grinded shit out of that game. But when Ghost came out, I just couldn't bear it at all. I just.
But
could
don't
not
you
bear
think
it.
going past tense would just make things stale because we already know what happened in the past tense? Like, I know what you're thinking of. You're thinking of World War II, aren't you?
You know,
Or
I
are you
personally
thinking
Not
of
even
World
not even World War II. I loved like World at War. That was a great game. But like Modern Warfare 2 and like Modern Warfare 3 were fucking amazing games. Like, like I feel like they should just keep it, just like
I'm
simple.
assuming in the next few Call of Duties, something is gonna happen where they're gonna go back in time to like World War II, but something fucked up. I'm assuming like we're gonna go back to Roman times with guns.
Call of Duty.
That'd be-
Back to the Future
Call of
edition.
Duty Medieval Warfare, friendly Trojan horse inbound.
I'm assuming you'd see like a fucking like a peasant, a really poor peasant running around with an M16 flamethrower, because that's what it's
I
gonna
know
get
that-
down to it. Or
Friendly
Far Cry.
catapult strike inbound.
Or it's
I
gonna
know
be
that
like Far
sounds
Cry.
ridiculous, but I would play a medieval warfare Call of Duty.
Dude,
I would.
That sounds
I
fucking
would.
awesome.
Dude,
Call
I'd
of
love to
Duty
run around
Back
with a
to the Future
pitchfork,
edition.
just fucking poking campers in the ass.
Call
Move,
of,
you
Call
fuck!
of Duty Civil War, bro. We can use muskets.
Back to the Future edition.
Enemy Black Knights inbound. Oh shit!
It's either that or
The
like.
Black
And then,
Death.
and then instead of Final Stand, it's just that guy from fucking the Holy
This is
Grail
nice.
with all of his limbs cut off. You just yell at
It's
people,
got-
"Tis but a flesh
All right,
wound!"
Let's cut it
Holy
and raw.
shit! They just summoned the dragon. Run away!
What's
See,
that like?
I think-
I'm
The
going
dragon
to
be
make a
like,
controversial statement here. I don't think it's the setting. I don't think the setting really fucking matters. I think what
No, it
matters is what the gameplay feels like and what it, how it responds. Like, if the game is responsive and the bullshit is minimal, I don't think it matters what the setting of the game is.
I think just going to the future gives them
Yeah.
more creative ideas to
if I'm honest
explore.
with you, I really want a Call of Duty game which, instead of having like some excess bullshit title like Black Ops 3 or Advanced Warfare, I think it should just be Call of Duty shoot people in the face like a normal FPS genre game.
Yeah, because I would totally sell copies, not
right.
Jesus
Well, no,
Christ.
it's just if it says if it's just Call of Duty, like
Try
it just
putting
says,
that whole title onto onto
I
a
probably
disc.
could. I probably could. But
Oh, yeah.
I'm saying, why the fuck do we need like some excess bullshit?
Call of Duty, the
People really
massive
think
generic
that
title that keeps Knott's Predator happy and keeps our marketing team from coming up with any other creative ideas.
Dude,
Fit that
no,
on
it's
the
just-
fucking box,
It's
Activision.
just, dude, it's just like, hey, let's just make a game with people to go around shooting each other in ways that are fun and add so many different elements. I'm sure most people can handle it. If you haven't got a last gen console, then I'm really feeling for you right now. That was off topic, by the way.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean
talking
that.
about
Well,
cost.
that is something
I
good
know.
to bring up though, because the beta, which is another different thing entirely, but
I need to
there's
get
going to
ready
be a
for it.
beta for the game if you pre-order it, and it's only available on, Xbox One, PS4, and PC.
Which is good.
Does this mean that the game itself is not going to be available on last gen, and is this a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it's good. I think
read
it's
It's a
good.
good thing.
I
It's a good
read
thing.
somewhere like where it says that they said something like Black Ops 3 is not being created, developed for last gen consoles. So they're not getting in a company
But-
which is going to port the game over.
Okay.
That's good.
I mean,
That's
that was
good.
going to be my follow-up question. Is Sledgehammer Games didn't even give a fuck about the 360 or the PS3 versions, but they got ported back by a secondary company. So
I've got to say though, it's a really smart move, because let's face it, the next gen or current gen have been out what, like 2 years now, almost 2 years, some shit like that.
Yeah,
And
and it already shipped, but move on.
yeah, well, of course they're still going to be shit the consoles.
Yeah.
Like, you're saying something so obvious. So if they're designing it for, let's say, current gen only, and PC, of course, I think that's a really good move, because let's face it, it's 2015. I don't want to be playing it on like a console which came out like 2006. That's just like meh.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like it gives them time to focus on what current gen consoles
Straight up.
need, because like current gen consoles haven't done great from the start. I guess mostly Xbox One. I'm not sure what PS4s have like going on, but it's just that I feel like if these companies just focus on next gen games and try to work on it, I feel like the console, like I feel like current gen consoles would actually, do something. Actually not be a VCR.
I completely disagree. I think that the current gen consoles are so shitty in terms of hardware that it doesn't matter if they focus on the stuff here and now. Games cannot be fucking 1080p 60 FPS on the Xbox One. I'll repeat that. There are many games that are not 1080p 60 FPS on the Xbox One. A console that just came out 2 years ago. That's
I guess the
fucking
console's
pathetic.
a problem. To be honest, the console is just a fucking problem. Then I
don't think it's the. I don't think it's the console.
The console.
No,
has
it
a lot
is
of
the console
restrictions.
because
I could say Microsoft could have, if they pushed back the consoles, Xbox One a year, like it could have been so much better. It could have been so we wouldn't have these.
I don't think
I don't want to wait 20 minutes for a fucking message to load up, or 50 minutes for my friends to join a party.
It has nothing to do with. It has absolutely nothing to do with waiting a year to push it back. It has everything to do with the fact that they cheaped out when it comes to hardware. The hardware that came out in those consoles was outdated even at the time of launch. It was a year and a half old when it hit the market. That's unacceptable. That's inexcusable. And
if you wanted to get the actual parts, if you actually got the specs for the Xbox One, for example, you could actually get all the parts separate and for cheap as well, much cheaper than what the console was at launch. Just putting that out there. Yeah, it was actually cheaper to get all the parts separate and put together.
Since it's proprietary hardware, there is no equivalent, right, to like stuff that you could actually buy in a PC. But that's why I don't think them even focusing on next-gen only. Now, the reason why I always push for focus on next-gen is because there are features and functionality that they sometimes might have to cut out because they are doing last-gen ports. That is definitely the case. So, for example, I don't know if it's the case with theater mode, but in order for like something like theater mode to be done for 5 different platforms, I don't know if it was possible for them to do in Ghost and Advanced Warfare, and maybe that's why they left that feature out. Or maybe some of the other things that they would have wanted to do in order to advance the game, they would have left it out because they don't have the resources to do it. But to say that the games themselves, like graphics wise and all that, are going to be better than the games that just came out, I don't see it.
I always find it funny that they have trouble with theater mode, yet Halo had it in 2007.
Fucking what is it? Hello? Yellow?
Yeah, hello.
What?
I spoke in German there.
All right. Well, here's the problem with that is that theater mode for Halo, the game only runs at 30 FPS, so you don't have to. You're literally making twice as many updates in a Call of Duty game versus a Halo game. And not only that, but there's a lot more action going on, and there's also many more players. Halo is 4v4.
But then you've got 60 FPS on the what's it called? With all the 4 games in it, the Master Chief Collection.
I was thinking.
Does it have theater mode though?
Yeah, it has theater mode.
All right. Well, all right. So then that argument goes away. Then the next argument
I'm just gonna open my window and throw it out there. Give me a second.
Do you think these companies are focusing more on graphics than the gameplay, the game itself?
No.
I think they're stupid if they are, because let's face it, I don't.
I wouldn't mind playing a game in 30 FPS and it have a great fucking story or whatever.
I'll admit.
I could give 2 shits about graphics. I could be playing a fucking block game, and if it's fucking great, a block Call of Duty. And if it's fucking awesome, I'll fucking play it.
So if they were focusing on graphics, they would have used a completely different engine than what they're using.
If
something that looks a bit high spec, like the DICE engine, they would have used that.
Yeah,
I'm with
a
James
lot
on
of fucking
this.
plugs and shit.
Although I prefer my games to be 16 frames per second, and I do complain if they're not 60. If they're like 900p or fucking anything above 720p, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I mean you're not really gonna notice a difference between
anything below 720p.
30 FPS and 60 FPS is a big deal for me.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, if the next Call of Duty's on 30 FPS and it's still a fucking great Call of Duty, I'm not gonna fucking complain about it.
No.
I would not complain about it.
No.
Dude, I would if although the game may be good, I'd rather have 60 frames per second than 30. Because I'd just rather have 60. It runs smoother. I don't want to see fucking guys skipping everywhere. Oh, I do anyway.
But guys, don't you want a more cinematic Call of Duty?
No, fuck that.
Dude, why would I want a cinematic Call of Duty? I want to be the guy doing that shit.
Back to the theater mode point though. Halo only has 8 players on the map in total, whereas Call of Duty it's 12 or 16 or 19, 18. I can't fucking math.
Why don't
So,
they do it?
Halo has a
on-
lot of shit in it.
Yeah,
you know?
they got a lot more than 8 players.
You know,
Like, imagine Forge mode, bro. Forge mode is fucking probably has so much shit in it, bro. Cause you just build your own fucking map.
Jay, you can. How many maps did Halo come with? Like fucking 60?
A lot.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
If you had to put them
Alright.
all together, I wouldn't have a clue.
So I'm back on the thing. Why in Halo it's 8 on 8, yeah, but you can view you can view first person of the view of others. While if it's Modern Warfare 2 we're talking like Modern Warfare 3's theater mode, you couldn't go first person on other
Right.
people. I think that would be good. That adds something,
Well,
Like
I
18
mean,
man.
there's
is
a reason
rich.
for that.
Yeah, I prefer that.
Is the game server at all times knows position, direction, and rotation of the objects within the game world, right? So if you know position, location, and direction of the or position, whatever the 3 things I said, if you know everything, in the XYZ plane of the game world, you can kind of retroactively put players where you need to be. Versus if you have a perspective of a person, that is only able to be shot if you send that first-person perspective back to the host of the game. So that's why games like Black Ops and Black Ops 2, where you could actually do first-person perspective of theater mode, is so much worse for the connectivity and the playability of the game. Because those characters are sending that information 60 times every second back to the host. And that's why those games have terrible fucking connection problems. Is because you're sending that much more information than you would be if you A, turned theater mode off, or B, just did it from a third-person perspective, which is what Modern Warfare 3 did. So that's that's the difference between it there. And that's also the reason why, with Halo being only 8 players, even sending first-person perspective is not that big of a strain on the game itself. Versus if you have 18 players all updating to the host at 60 times a second, the infrastructure for Call of Duty is just not there. And the people who play Call of Duty play on such shitty connections that their internet is not going to be able to handle sending that much information and receiving, if they're a host of the game, that much information either.
But
Like
Halo
the
games do have
infrastructure
big
is
team
just not
battle and all
there.
that.
What?
Well, yeah.
Halo
has
does
team.
have big team battle and stuff. It's never
What's big
just,
team?
8 players.
Isn't big team like 9v9?
I think so. Or
Yeah, I
either way,
think
or it's 8v8 either way.
Well,
It's alright.
either way, I'm sure that those game modes are probably AIDS though.
No, I've played some of them. I played Halo with Jay quite a lot. And,
Hello.
well, we played like every game mode, and I think the only
Hi, what's
thing
up?
about Halo's multiplayer, which is AIDS, is the Halo 1 fucking Magnum and the spawns.
Oh, no, don't
Yeah,
get
no,
me
I'm not gonna
started.
get ready
We're
about
going to have a whole debate about this.
Ugh.
We can't do it. I'm sorry.
We can't have a debate if we're both in agreement that
Sure.
spawning in the same room
Okay.
15 times in a row as the enemy at the start of a match.
The original,
It's not fun.
original Halo game was not built for online multiplayer. I'm sorry. Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah, Brian
Let's
complains
leave it
about
at that.
spawns on Call of Duty. Let him complain about it. Wait till he
Oh,
plays
it's
Halo
even
1's
worse.
multiplayer. He's gonna bitch like a fucking
Oh.
granny.
All right.
Oh, it's bad.
So steering back to Black Ops 3 after all this other irrelevant talk.
Irrelevant.
What do you
steady on that
guys
part.
think about the movement system? Like, I don't. Let's go down the line here. David, do you like the movement system in Advanced Warfare, and do you think that it's good that they're bringing back advanced movement in Black Ops 3, or would you rather see the pre-Advanced Warfare movement system?
To be honest, would just rather just stick with the classic movement, because just trying to that's what almost any FPS game is. Mainly Call of Duty is just copying or kind of ripping off Titanfall in a lot of ways. That's just all I'm thinking about, because they're just trying to make things futuristic and robotic, and it's just like ripping off Titanfall.
So
That's
in
it.
other words, you're saying instead of having them rip off Titanfall, just do your own thing, because Titanfall does it better than you do it anyway. You know what I mean? Or if I wanted to play a game like Titanfall, I would just play Titanfall.
Maybe just make something a little bit more original, per se.
Well, I mean, I think Advanced Warfare is original, and yet there's polls that 83% of people hate the new movement in the game. So it's kind of like it's kind of a catch-22. People want these developers to do new things, and then when they do new things, they're like, "No, we don't want new things. Go back to the old things." It's like people don't know what the fuck they want ever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they just can't. They just can't decide.
I'm down for them trying out this new movement system, but in the end, it's going to come down to one thing, which is either going to make and break the movement system. It's if people break their left thumbstick, because there's going to be a lot of campers. No matter what you do, there's going to be like you can run on walls, you can go and cloak, you can giant a big giant mech. There's still going to be a guy sitting in a fucking corner.
No, I rarely get it. The camping in Advanced Warfare is a minimum. To be honest with you.
Well, yeah, your fucking skill-based matchmaking puts you in with like the people who actually are new to the game and actually want to discover the map. I get put against like seasoned veterans. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
Twats.
It's been my experience that Advanced Warfare features the least. I mean, maybe because I don't play it that often either, but it's much less campy than any Call of Duty I ever remember. So, what about you, Apes? Do you feel that way, and what do you think about the new movement system?
I don't think Apes can comment. That's all it is plays NBA.
Yeah, true. But I mean, I at first I liked the movement with Advanced Warfare because like I love rushing in, and the exoskeleton suit just made it 10 times better. I just didn't really like the fact that a lot of people disliked it because they didn't know how to use the exosuit, so they thought the game was shit and didn't give him a chance. But it didn't, like, other than that, I was hoping to go back, like, get away from the exosuit and go back to, normal soldiers and shit like that. But I'll still try out the new movement in Black Ops 3. I'm not going to, like, cry about it,
All right, he wants to dip his toe down into the proverbial sand. Sergeant J, what about you?
Yeah, I like the movement in Advanced Warfare, but what I find in that game is that it's very chaotic. So I think as long as they build the maps for the movement, then I can't really complain about it. I mean, it's something different, especially in a Call of Duty game. I know people say, oh, they rip off Titanfall and all that, but I never really see that as a bad thing, really. It's just giving, I don't know what the right term is, like giving it more interesting things to do with the game instead of just running around on the ground basically all the time. Just create something different for a Call of Duty game, and I think that's what people want nowadays.
I think the old copying argument is a waste of time, to be honest with you. If you can copy off a game, you have an idea. Let's say let's take something which was good and let's improve it, and then and I guarantee the community won't complain about it. But if it's just slightly if it's slightly the same, they just ripped it off, reskinned, and didn't improve anything, they complain about it.
It does seem like they're trying to give people what they want, though. They have. All right, so let's go through each and say the one thing that is kind of cool about the next game and one thing you're not looking forward to about the next game. So for me, I do think that while I'm probably never going to use it, I think the gun bench system or the gunsmith system, where you could like make up your own camos and variants of guns and name them whatever you want. I think that's kind of cool. Like you could kill somebody with the Schofield, if you will. Like that would be kind of awesome. And the one thing that I'm not looking forward to, and the one thing that really has me hesitating whether or not to even try the game out, is the specialists in Call of Duty. The people with the rechargeable abilities, if you will, kind of like Destiny has it. That, I think, is going to drive me nuts and break the game more than I ever want to play. So, David, one thing that you are looking forward to and one thing that you're probably going to hate.
I think you just took the words right out of my mouth.
Oh.
All right, David's going to go with whatever I said. So what about you, Knots?
I'm looking forward to, the guns and, as you said, the weapon bench. I'm not looking forward to being killed by people with custom-made penises on their guns. Because let's face it,
the player's hard porno.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way to show how creative you are in a video game than making a really shitty emblem or putting a penis. Because I'm going to be honest with you,
in a right artistic direction.
If there is a Remington like there was in Black Ops 2, I'm going to probably rename that the penis pump.
I was just thinking that just now.
Because what's more humiliating? Getting killed by a silent shotgun, which has got the range of like me to my wall, and I'm sitting right beside it, called the penis pump.
Wouldn't that be like a thing where people could insult you? It's like, oh yeah, you're stroking a dick. How does that feel?
I'll just say, I'll play off like, this dick is bigger than yours.
Fair enough.
Apes, what about you, man?
Wait, what was the question?
One thing you're looking forward to, one thing you're not looking forward to.
Oh, okay. So I am looking forward to. I don't even fucking know. Like most birds can be the fucking same. So I guess I'm gonna look forward to zombies because I like zombies. You know. Yeah, I know, but I just fucking love zombies either way. What I'm not looking forward to is I would have to say fucking the score streaks because they're exactly the same as Black Ops 2 score streaks, but just for different fucking skins. I want to see new shit, you know.
Oh, that's
All
never
right.
gonna happen.
And then Sergeant Jay, rounding out our panel here.
I'm looking forward to whether it's a actual weapon I can use on a permanent basis, I do not know, or if it's just a specialization, is the bow. Because I'm just an old school motherfucker. I just like the idea of using a bow in a Call of Duty game. Even if it pisses people off, I don't care.
Fucking red.
Well, like the bow's kind of awkward because I live in Nottingham and like there's the famous legend of Robin Hood. So I guess it'd be kind of awesome using.
I just like the idea of using a bow. It's like using a crossbow in Black Ops. I always like doing that. I just find it amusing. What am I not looking forward to is. I mean, if they do actually make it for PC and more people will play it, that's good. But if they don't, connections might be a big problem. Because if it's just ranked play that only has the dedicated servers, then things might be a little bit, I don't know. I've never appreciated the connections in a Call of Duty game. There's always something going wrong. So I think that will be a thing. But
Especially
I really don't know.
I don't trust Treyarch to get connections and shit.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't.
Can I
I've never liked a Treyarch game before, and I'm hoping that this might be the exception, but we'll see.
Yeah, can I add one more thing before we move on to the next topic?
Yeah.
Like, I don't mind the movement at all. It's just the problem is if there's shitty hit detection, then the movement's just gonna be horrible because you're gonna be moving so fast with that fucking movement, and if the hit detections are off, then the game is just gonna be complete shit. And also, if the servers are shit, then also the movement is not gonna mean anything at all. So it's just that it's just gonna be a win or break for me, depending how the connections and hit detection is.
Yeah,
there's nothing in between for players. Just win or break.
Yeah, because after Ghost, dude, like I bought Advanced Warfare, played it for a couple of days, weeks, I would say weeks, and then after that, bam, done.
I agree with that.
I don't think it. Something really quick here. I was just thinking about as soon as we started talking about it. Let me just go back towards the campaign here really quickly. I keep hearing a lot of people saying that they're gonna probably copy how Black Ops 2's campaign was. Like you can make choices and how it affects the storyline. And I mean, because I think that's the only COD. I believe that's the only COD game that actually has that kind of feature in the campaign. Because Advanced Warfare didn't have that, and Ghost didn't have that either. Because I keep saying that I keep hearing that from a lot of people, especially that some IRL friends that I know that are into COD. I just keep hearing them say that they're just anticipating whether or not they're going to copy how Black Ops 2 was with all the choices and how it affects it.
Well, considering it's Black Ops 3, it wouldn't surprise me if they do incorporate that sort of choice system in the campaign. It's just something different. Gives it like an RPG element, like trying to find out how to get the best cutscene in the end, I suppose.
The good ending or the worst,
best ending.
The best ending or the worst.
I also heard that they're going to be doing co-op campaign, which is also something that's new.
Four-player co-op.
Yeah, just like in World at War, which is going to be fucking awesome.
That's right.
And if they make that exciting, I would play that with a bunch of people. I would. Especially if there's reason behind playing it as well.
Yeah, it's great to record funny moments that you do over the campaign with your friends.
Yeah.
Well, coming soon to a Crew channel near you. The Crew plays Black Ops 3 campaign. All right, so we've got some shredders in the call here. Rock Band 4 is official.
I have nothing to say about this, so I'll just I'll put my mic off.
Dude, you're crazy, bro.
No, I just don't like those sort of games. So
you're not. That's because Knots has got no rhythm. That's why.
Yep, exactly.
I tried to slow dance with Knots Predator once. His timing fucked me all up. You gotta follow my lead, bro.
I've got two left legs. Okay, leave me alone. It's funny.
Oh, poor
So,
Knots.
Rock Band 4...
At least I didn't want to restart the fucking thing because I couldn't speak.
So, Rock Band 4 is going to be coming out for the now-gen consoles, and it says here that they are going to have all of the tracks from the previous Rock Band games able to be ported over at no charge to Rock Band 4, which is awesome because I have a slew of Rock Band 2 DLC. I never bought Rock Band 3, but I have a lot of Rock Band 2 DLC.
Complains about DLC.
That kind of sucks for me.
But here's the thing though. This DLC, Rock Band DLC, is like the perfect DLC. I feel it's not like maps in shooter games where people are just going to abandon the DLC because there's just not enough people playing them. Like if you try and go back if you try and go back and play an older Call of Duty game with DLC on, you're never going to find fucking matches with the DLC maps. But for Rock Band, you could play it whenever the fuck you want to. It's not, to me, that's the way DLC should be.
But the problem is, I started off with Guitar Hero. Like, that's all I played. I bought every single Guitar Hero game and shit. So, like, when I actually get Rock Band 4, I'm not going to have no DLC at all. So, I would have to buy all these fucking songs and shit, which is going to be a load of fucking money.
Well, I mean, there's going to be an on-disc soundtrack. So, I think...
Yeah, right. But I just can't... I'm just happy that they're keeping the game... Like, they're keeping it basic. They're not going to do anything new. They're just going to improve on what they made already. And, just probably add some more, features here and there.
Yeah, I mean, the only problem is that we're going to have to get new hardware, which, I mean...
Yeah,
David needs a new drum set anyway, but...
I'm saying, I'll be the fucking drummer, because I was a fucking drumming god in Guitar Hero, and I had it for the Wii, but after I bought the 360, me and my brothers sold our Wii, and we just fucking got rid of everything, so that's that. And I just didn't want to buy the drum set again because that shit, like the bundle itself, is just fucking expensive.
Well, we're gonna have to buy the bundles because they're gonna have all new controllers.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy the whole fucking shit. I don't care. I don't care how much it is. I'm buying it. And I'm definitely gonna enjoy Rock Band 4 more than Guitar Hero due to the fact that they're fucking making the buttons. There's 6 buttons and they're 3 buttons on top of each other, which is gonna be fucking annoying.
The 2x3 just looks kind of ugly.
It sounds terrible. And I'm pissed off that they're doing that. Like, the concept Guitar Hero Live sounded sweet, but what they're doing with the guitar is just going to be disgusting.
If they just kept it just with a single line of 5 buttons, then it'd be cool.
Or
with that.
a single row of 6 buttons. Like, I would still fucking play it. It'll be hard as fuck, but I'll still play it. But the 3x2 is just sounds like shit to me. I'm not going to be able to cope with that.
But the 3x2 apes is more like playing on a real guitar, apes.
Oh,
There's
my
no
God.
colored buttons on a real guitar, guys.
Dude, that's why Rocksmith is there. Rocksmith was
I was just going to say that, apes.
Yeah, that's why, like, Guitar Hero and Rock Band got their fame because it was plastic instruments, like, I've never seen shit like that happen before, like how you play a gift, like a pattern type of way,
And hey, you don't have, and another good thing is you can just play any song you want to without having to have any necessary equipment. So,
exactly, you bought cheap equipment and felt like you were actually in a real band, and like you could play with your friends and stuff like that. That's what made it the best.
And there's no way I'd be able to play certain songs on an actual guitar in Rocksmith. It just wouldn't happen.
Yeah, that's what made, like, the Rock Band and Guitar Hero made great is, like, the customization, like, playing with friends and playing in a band was awesome. Like, the problem with Rocksmith is that you couldn't play with anyone else. It was more like a by-yourself game and learn it by yourself, and that's what I hated because, like, I have a bass guitar and Brian has a guitar. Like, it would have been fucking sweet if, like, I could play my bass and he could play his guitar to a song that we pick, That would have been awesome, but there's, like, no feature on Rocksmith at all for that.
You mean all you gotta do is just tune the guitar to however it's actually how the song is tuned, and you're basically just set.
Yeah, right. But I mean,
but there was no multiplayer. That's what Apes was getting.
Yeah. But I'm just talking about it. I was talking about just going to that song in general.
Yeah, I mean, I know I can do that, but the multiplayer would have definitely made the game a lot better. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's a fun game. It did have good songs that we needed, like Metallica and shit like that.
One of the things that I really enjoyed about the Guitar Hero and Rock Band games is learning new music, discovering new music. There'd be songs that, like, I wouldn't know anything about, but then I would have to play them multiple times in a Rock Band game, and then it'd be like, oh yeah, I could know the song and start to memorize it a little bit too.
Yeah, Rock Band and Guitar Hero definitely got me into music. That's why I went to a fucking art school and shit, and I was so into music. Like, if you look at my iTunes library, like, before Rock Band and Guitar Hero, I didn't know shit about music, and I just picked dumb shit. But after these games released, I was just so into music, and it just opened up, like everything that I love about music today. It's just, I just love the game because it just affects you like in like real life, and in the game as well.
It's kind of like me, because back when I was during my elementary school days, the most of the groups I was familiar with listening to were like Stevie Ray Vaughan, Van Halen, and some of those other groups like back in some of the other 80s hard rock or blues music. But
right.
Getting into Guitar Hero helps you expand your horizon in terms of music. And then I was going to say, comparing like from what the song lists are going to be, like I heard in the Guitar Hero Live, it's not going to be that much of a great set list anyway. And
well, Guitar Hero had great songs though, like
back then, yeah. But Guitar Hero Live, I heard it's not going to be that great though. But in terms of Rock Band 4, from what I believe that I've seen, they haven't confirmed any songs yet, even though they're still taking requests from fans. And
Freebird.
But
it's on Rock Band 3. They're gonna have that transported on there.
And Guitar Hero is coming out first. Like it's coming out this spring, and Rock Band 4 is coming out late, like this year. And I want to get Guitar Hero, but it's just like I don't want to waste too much money on these things, Like, are you guys gonna buy Guitar Hero when it comes out, or are you guys just gonna wait till Rock Band 4? Because I don't want to be playing Guitar Hero.
I'm not gonna buy Guitar Hero.
Okay, so I'll just wait till I'll just wait till fucking.
Yeah, I'm gonna go into Rock Band 4, but
and we could definitely record and do fucking like band games shit like
definitely.
that. That'd be fucking
sick.
But
here's also another thing in terms of the set lists. I have a lot of downloaded songs on there. Because I'll admit, playing the same songs over and over again, the main set list can get kind of boring. They're good songs, but I want to just do more songs. Just keep going with it, and at least they're at a good price enough that I'll be satisfied to play those songs. It just varies mainly on how long the song is, but I digress. But anyway. What I hope that they do for Rock Band 4's song list, that they just keep going. Like for instance, they've only have one Stevie Ray Vaughan album, which is a Texas Flood album, which was their first one. I hope they just keep going with some of the other albums. Same with other bands like Megadeth, Metallica, and here's a really stupid part. I just looked up the entire song list. I looked up the entire song list before we started talking about it. There are I repeat, no Van Halen songs in Rock Band.
It fucking happens, bro.
That kind of angers me a little bit. What's a music and rhythm game without Van Halen?
There is a Van Halen Guitar Hero game though.
Yeah, but why can't you just put it in Rock Band though? And here's another thing.
It depends on licensing and all that other.
Yeah, if it's licensing, then yeah. But if they can do it, then what's holding them back? They're working on other songs, but here's another thing about DLC. Back when Rock Band had the 3 Metallica songs, which were Ride the Lightning and Justice for All and Blackened, and they had that since 2013, and it just made me that's licensing. They had to shut down. They had to completely remove those 3 songs from the downloaded set list back in 2013. That pissed me off.
Well, I think that Rock Band's model of releasing a game and then releasing DLC for it instead of having to make people buy... Because, I think people got Guitar Hero'd out because they released so many stupid fucking spin-off games.
Oh my god, yeah.
Whereas with Rock Band, it was always just the core game. It was never like, Rock Band, the Garage Band Down the Block edition. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The only thing they did was make Rock Band 1, 2, 3, Rock Band Beatles, and now Rock Band 4. But Guitar Hero had Guitar Hero, Guitar Hero 2, Guitar Hero 3, Guitar Hero World Tour, Guitar Hero 5, Guitar Hero Aerosmith, Guitar Hero Metallica, which I love Guitar Hero Metallica, by the way. And other, Guitar Hero Live.
Green Day, all that other shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Guitar Hero 80s.
It's Activision, so they're money hungry. That's exactly what it is. Yeah. So I'm not surprised about that. Yeah. But Rock Band, all they do is just add more music to the game itself, and you just buy it for DLC maybe for like $5, And that's what I like. They keep it simple. You don't have to spend too much money and shit. And Guitar Hero, they come out with new fucking guitar skins and shit, and then it makes you want to buy it. Blah blah blah. They're just money hungry.
All right, so Sergeant J. Knott's Predator. Any interest in Rock Band or anything?
No.
No, okay, let's move on then.
That answers it.
So,
You basically I had my mic on me. I was fumbling. I was like, fuck.
I was just like, I was almost prepared to go to sleep through that whole conversation. I was just
I'm
like,
with Jay there.
boring.
I was at that point.
Sorry, boys.
I'm there just like, is this topic ever gonna end?
you guys have no soul.
Yeah,
Anyway.
you
No,
guys
I have a soul. It's just perfectly not corrupted by Rock Band.
Yes.
Plus these nuts.
No interest in music.
All right, so
What's
No, I have
Code-
interest in music. There's a difference between having interest in music and having an interest in Rock Band.
So-
There are completely different things.
So Konami decided to pull the horror game experience known as PT, which is
What the fuck
playable-
were they thinking?
Which is the playable teaser for the now canceled Silent Hills game. So this is causing quite an uproar as Konami delisted the game from the PlayStation Store after warning the owners that it would no longer be distributed after April 29th. The game was still available to re-download it after deleting it from your hard drive the next day, but now it's no longer the case, meaning if you played the game at some point, so you downloaded it at some point, played it, and then delete it to make more space, because God knows that these consoles need more fucking hard drive space, you could no longer go back and download this game even if you didn't finish playing it. This opens up a huge can of worms, because I know that Nox Predator has lots of digital copies of things on his Xbox One. So how would you feel if, even if it was a free game, a game that you got for free, if all of a sudden the game was no longer able to be re-downloaded after you had downloaded it previously and started playing it?
I think the answer is pretty obvious. I think, like the rest of the world, I'd probably be really pissed off. Like, let's just say, even if I didn't purchase the game and it just randomly went off my console, I'd be pissed off for the fact that why the fuck am I being affected from them removing it, and why the fuck is it being removed anyway? The game was doing so well. You've got all these fucking YouTubers and shit fucking posting videos.
It's because it's a teaser for a game that's canceled now. That is the reason why it's not there anymore.
Well, that's if it was like let's say if it was like a demo or like let's say a beta, as if I've already pre-ordered the game, I'd be pissed off. But if it's only a teaser, I probably wouldn't be that mad.
It's a mixture of both, more than it's a teaser demo.
Well,
Like,
I'm just
you don't
curious.
even
Why
It
is
is.
it a teaser for a game?
It's kind of like the prequel to the game, if you will.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like it's kind of like if Black Ops 3 was coming out in November and they released like 2 campaign missions now. And you played the first campaign mission, but then you deleted the game off your hard drive because you needed space for something else and you were going to come back later to play it. And now you want to go back and play the second mission and it's no longer in the store anywhere.
It's a really good demo as well, because it does have a bit of, like, you can't just, like, beat it at half hour as well. You gotta, like, understand you gotta find these little things that are embedded in the walls and stuff to actually, like, complete it, as it were. It's a really good demo.
From what
for
I
a
watched
game
the
that no
demo,
longer
it's just
exists.
basically walk through a house, get to the other side, walk through it
Yeah,
again.
but it's a lot
Find
more
the
to
one
it than
thing you
that.
missed.
Yeah, it's like more like
Yeah.
a puzzle, like a puzzle.
Yeah, it's a puzzle.
Like you got to figure out clues and shit. It's like
What is it?
I
Clues, motherfucker.
I guess they were really excited that they were going to come out with a new Silent Hill game, so they were just like, here, try the shit out. But then I guess that something happened, and like they couldn't get the game right. They did not get what they wanted, and I guess they just took it out the fucking Play Store.
I think this has something to do with one of their, I think it's directors. He quit recently as well from Konami. What's his name? Hideo Kojima? I think he was doing.
I'm not fucking.
This had something to do with it.
Yeah. Yep. So,
Oh,
it's
so that's probably why they pulled the plug on
Kojima
it.
Productions was the development studio for this game.
Yeah, there you go, then.
So now this issue has come up before, but in different ways, where game companies who previously had licenses for things. So let's say, for example, EA has the license right now, right, for Star Wars games. So say in a few years, after we buy the new Star Wars Battlefront, right, EA loses the license to distribute the Star Wars game, then what the fuck happens? Does EA pull all the shit off of the shelves? Because it doesn't have the license to sell the game anymore. And will it go down in that you can no longer download the game even if you paid for it, because EA doesn't isn't able to distribute it anymore. This is where the huge conundrum comes in with this day and age of digital distribution, and I don't even know how to solve this problem, to be honest with you.
But if it involves money, though, if they had to take it down for whatever reason, they should have to issue people refunds, though, right?
No, they already pay. What if you've been playing the game for 5 years? Why would you get a refund? You know, just because you uninstalled it the day before they were, you know, they decided the cutoff date was. What if people did get their money's worth from it? You know what I mean?
It's not the fact if I get I think it's the fact even if I don't get my money's worth, or if I do get my money's worth, if they just suddenly says, you know, we're not selling it anymore, we're just terminating the game, I'd still want a refund.
I don't see how they could do that though. It's like it's just like, you know, with songs in GTA games. They have the license to play the song to you, but if you rebroadcast a song in like a stream or a video, they have every right to file a claim against it because the license isn't for you to broadcast it, it's for them to do it. It's kind of like a whole copyright thing.
Well, it all depends. Like, if the consumer feels like they've, you know, have not been justified in what happened with the deletion of something, then they probably would try and dispute it, though. And if it happens to a lot of people, they probably would have to respond to it with refunds or something else. I just think that would be inevitable, like, if they actually did something like that. Because it involves money at the end of the day, and people think, oh, I'm not allowed to download this, something that I bought. It doesn't matter how old it is. People will still think, well, I paid money for this, and now I can't download it anymore. So they will dispute it with whoever, you know, distributed the copy.
Yeah, but what even like normally, if you don't like a game, you could go bring it back to GameStop, but you can't refund a game on the Xbox Live Store, can you?
Yeah, you can. You can contact them, and although it's like a fucking legal affair, you have to go through so many steps.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
like, This is the type of shit that's going to happen going... Like, how many of you guys have digital copies of games on your console? Like, I know I do. I have free digital copies of games on my console.
I would say Ghost, but that's actually permanently deleted from my Xbox One. So.
Well, I'm a sort of person who was like, you know, I can get the game. I'm just going to... I can get... It's like, I brought Battlefield 4 disc version, and then... It was on sale for like £20, and I was like, how much can I trade my Battlefield 4 disc in for? And I got £25 for it. So, you know, I'm definitely digital. I prefer being digital.
I do too, but then
it's like the space. That's the problem for me. The memory space is what is the problem, because these consoles it's not like Xbox 360 where I could just take out a fucking hard drive and put a new one in that's, you know, has more gigabytes. With this shit, I'd have to dismantle the whole motherfucker or buy an external hard drive.
You're an idiot. You can legitimately just attach another external hard drive to the back.
That's what I just said. I could also, but how the fuck am I gonna plug my fucking controller? Because this bitch barely has fucking USB fucking like.
Well, that's the other problem too. Is that any hard drive that you plug into an Xbox, it has to format it in whatever fucking beepity bop it chooses. And like, I have a 250 gigabyte hard drive that I plugged into my Xbox 360. The Xbox 360 was only able to use like 40 gigs of it. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You wasted all this space.
I think you may have set it up wrong then.
That's how the Xbox will format any external hard drive to only be a certain amount.
Dude, that's like kind of bullshit. I have a 64 gig USB, and when I formatted it to my 360, I got to use like 58 gig of it.
But it's annoying that they
put still not using all of it though.
It's annoying that they put the USB outlet on the fucking side of the fucking 360. Like, where my 360 is, I cannot fucking fit a fucking external hard drive on that shit at all. And, like, I can't fit in the fucking back either because there's no space for it. So, I
have it in the front, and then I have my Xbox 360 on its side, and then the external hard drive's on top of it, and then the plug just goes around the disc tray.
You peasants with your goddamn next-gen consoles. Get yourself a PC.
I have a fucking
You can't say
PC.
next-gen console, you idiot. It's current-gen.
I don't give a shit.
Whatever it is. But, I mean, this is a huge conundrum, though. People, like, in the digital age, I want to have digital copies of things, but if companies are just going to pull them from the stores, then what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, even if they do give a warning saying, yo, we're going to pull this from the store, what if every company decides to do that, like, at once one day? You know what I mean? Then I'm fucked. Because I don't have the hard drive space to install all these games.
I don't think they'll do it for, like, games that are, like, guaranteed to be coming out. But it's just like demos that have been cancelled.
Yeah, if it isn't,
Well,
if it isn't-
well, I mean,
like-
that's the thing. This is just a demo, but what happens if it's not just a demo? What if it's, like I said, if it's a game that is full price and the company loses the license to distribute it? Then what happens?
somebody else will probably pick up the license. I don't
No,
know.
it's all about money, man. Companies will hold on to licenses for things that they're not even using just because one day they might be worth something. You know, Activision might have a license for Marvel games, right? But they're not making any Marvel games or whatever. So one day, maybe EA comes along and says, hey, I'll purchase that Marvel license off of you for XYZ amount of money, and Activision will make money off of it, even if they're not doing jack shit with that license right now. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's a huge... This is going... Hopefully, this is only like a one-time thing, or it's only restricted to like demos or free games, but this is the type of shit going forward that's going to be a huge problem in the industry.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be, as bad as we want to put it in our mind. I think it'll
Worst case scenario.
just be, yeah, it's the worst case scenario. I don't think it'll happen that often. And even if it did, it would just be something they could rectify. Because it's the power of the internet. If you're on the internet, they will, especially if you're on PC, there will be somewhere where you get access to this sort of thing. Not necessarily the PT demo, because I was only on PS4, but
All right.
some game.
So then let me give you another example, Jay. Just see, I'm sorry, maybe I'm just tinfoil hatting here, but what if there's a game that is on PC,
Yep.
right? And it ends up getting canceled, but then some modders decide to go ahead and do a ROM and reverse engineer the game and put it out on Steam, even if it's fucking free, right? The company who has the license to that can order a cease and desist and order that game to be completely removed, or go after the people that reverse engineered their game because they have every right to. It's their IP.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
that's not going to help that situation either.
yeah, but if Steam actually approved it anyway, and it actually got to the stage where people could download it freely, it's still there. People may delete it, but then you still have people that may not necessarily delete it, so the copies would still be there. And sure enough, one of those people would be modders, so that game would still end up being distributed somewhere else. It's the power of the internet for you. It's like that Halo.
No, I
game.
know that wherever there's a will, there's a way. It's like if you shut down Napster, then 5 other fucking music sharing sites will pop up.
Yeah.
You can't shut down the Pirate Bay and expect piracy to go away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I just think there will be a copy that will exist somewhere. So that's only if the game was on PC anyway. So I don't know.
Speaking of Steam and PC Master Race, there is a new thing called a limited Steam user account. So what this is if you do not spend at least $5 within the Steam store, you have limited access to Steam account features, including sending friend invites, voting on Steam reviews and greenlights, participating in discussions, and doing various other things that are available to you. So why are they doing this? Is to cut down on user botting. So users will be botted so that people will try and scam you out of different things, where they make accounts and they send mass messages to people and try and scam you out of shit. What do you guys think about this $5 thing?
I think it's a great idea.
Except
it's a great idea.
I don't agree with the friends feature. I think the friends should be, up to everybody. It's like if I want to, I eventually plan on moving into PC gaming. But what if I buy a PC and I'm like, I don't really want to buy any games. Not at this time. I want to, try some free games out. And what if I can't play with my friends because I haven't purchased a game?
Well, I will note here that you could add $5 or more to your Steam wallet, and that basically isn't you buying a game. It's kind of like loading money in PayPal. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you don't actually have to spend the $5. You just have to have it readily available. So hopefully that helps a little.
Plus, it's $5. I mean, it's like £3.
Yeah, I
you
still
could
think
afford that, couldn't you not?
Yeah, anyone can afford that. But it's the fact that even if it's still you've got to put money in it. So I agree that you shouldn't be able to message people and vote on, several things and do other things. But I believe should be able to add people, so you can at least add them to your game and play the free-to-play games with them.
No,
because
then bots will add people's. Imagine getting fucking 15,000 friend requests from bots.
Well, Steam isn't like Xbox. You can just decline them all, can't you?
No, you can, but just it would get annoying to have these messages pop up all the time. While
That's still a lot of friend requests to go through to decline them all.
I'm sure they'd be like. I'm sure they could just fucking. I'm sure there'd be like a feature like block friend requests. Or
you'd have to block from that particular bot. That's still
here we go. As a limited user, your account is restricted from adding friends. However, you could still accept friend invites from other non-limited users.
Okay, then I have no problem with
that. Another one of those things that
God damn it, I was hoping somebody was going to say this is... Alright, fine, I'll say it. This is bullshit. You know why this is bullshit? I'll tell you guys why. Is because now that PlayStation and Xbox are pay for... online subscription services. Steam was the only place that you could go and not have to pay money to access their online features. Why are they all of a sudden doing this bullshit now?
Because, like you said, it stops modders, not modders, but
what about CAPTCHAs? Why can't you engineer a CAPTCHA during a sign-up program? That'll stop bots too, and it doesn't cost me any money to do it.
Well, yeah, there's like the fucking... I'm sure we've all been on websites where there's been like a test which is like 1 + 1, prove you're human, 1 + 1.
Click a checkbox, I am not a robot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's not like... That would just bypass all of this bullshit.
Why do this $5 bullshit when you could do a CAPTCHA?
Dude, we fucking pay so much, like, for video games on Steam. And that shit adds up, like, with the fucking collection you have. And now they want to fucking charge me $5 just to fucking play with my fucking friends? That's fucking bullshit.
Maybe because that CAPTCHA thing is another system that can be exploited.
It's fucking Xbox Live on Steam. So
there you go.
That's what the fuck it is.
Good, I'm glad I've brought Apes around to my viewpoint here.
Like, I don't know why people like it. Like, Brian is right, dude. Like, just a fucking human test. Like, I don't know. Like, some bullshit. But, like, it's just insane that we have to fucking pay more money just to, like, pretty much use Steam. It's because, like, how the fuck am I play a game by myself? Like, who wants to play H1Z1 by themselves against a whole fucking army of fucking pussies?
I mean, don't you have to pay for H1Z1? Isn't that, like, a thing where you have to spend money on it?
I'm using that as an example. I have no fucking clue. But it's just that, like... Who wants to play that game by themselves, And then they have to fucking pay $5? But my question is, can someone else pay the $5? And can you still play with them even though you did not pay?
Yeah. Yeah, you could accept friend requests. You can't give friend requests.
Oh my god, dude. So if I met a fucking awesome kid online, I'm never seeing them again. That's awesome.
No. Your online lover, you'll never hear from them again, Apes.
Yeah, that's fucking great.
You're gonna have to post their Steam ID on a milk carton. Have you seen this person? My gay internet gaming lover.
I'm gonna have to fucking write all these fucking names down until I fucking see him again. Or I can just pay the $5.
And then when he gets swatted, people are gonna come in and go, look at all these people, look at these lists. These are definitely people that he wanted to kill.
Like, I fucking know him.
I just think the CAPTCHA thing that you said, like, yeah, it's a good system and it prevents bots. I just think it'd be able to be exploited. Like, someone may be able to bypass it. With the actual use of money, you can't really bypass it. It's either you add the money or you don't. And it's... I don't know, it's...
Your statement's invalid. Like, no, it's fucking bullshit that we have to pay $5. I don't care.
Yeah, but you're on about like Xbox Live, aren't you? And you have to pay, monthly to actually keep that going, to actually keep your account.
I don't even
you
fucking
only
pay
have to
for
add
Xbox
$5, and that makes it not limited.
I'm all for this Steam thing. It's like on Xbox now. Although I pay for it, I get spam mail every now and then of people telling me to go to certain websites.
Oh, the spam mail. Yeah.
It's like a website which is like totallysaferaffle.com. It's just like got totally safe in the name. You know what I mean?
Totally safe raffled.
This is a totally legit, won't download any porn malware on your computer.com. That's the website address.
But I remember it was like it's something like totally safe raffle tickets, and it was like, go win an Xbox One. It's just like, I don't trust you anymore.
I mean, I think it's stupid. I think it's stupid that they're just bringing just money into the equation. Period. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't even care if it's $5. I mean, I don't care if it's cheap or not. I mean, I probably won't even care if it's just a penny. It's just like, oh, they're expecting us to take a penny and just toss it into the printer. Oh, it's just gonna automatically register onto your Steam account.
Dude, if you can't find a fucking penny now, just go outside and look around. You're bound to find plenty. A penny
I mean,
would
You guys have
But here's
penny
a
in the
question.
UK?
Yeah.
I thought you guys have fucking pounds.
It's pence.
Oh, pence. Okay, there.
Got them pennies, boys.
And you guys have the mural signs all over the place.
No, they don't. They use the British pound because it has more value than the euro.
But here's one of the things you left out, though. Here's one of the things you left out, though. What's not available to you if you don't pay the money. They say you actually be not able to submit content onto the Steam Workshop. Now, imagine that you do the capture thing, and it somehow manages to get exploited. You have a bot, and it creates bogus workshop content. Would you rather have that, or have someone have to pay $5 to actually, submit proper content?
Yeah, but what if it's some
'Cause we're
guy? What if it's some guy with a huge bankroll and they can fucking afford to put? All you have to do is put the money in a Steam wallet. You don't even have to buy anything.
Because
Right?
usually
You could just
people that
put
want to
the mon-
fuck you over don't have money, Brian. I really don't believe that someone would actually add $5 to their bank
Yeah,
account.
I'm with Jay on this one. Who the fuck would add $5 to a spam
I really
account?
don't think someone would be like that. It's like, oh, I've just wasted
Just to
$5.
circumvent
It's
this
£20.
stupid
It's 20
fucking
pound to
system.
buy a game.
Listen, if I wanted to have my malware pushed out on people, I would put fucking money into. You're
Put
gonna
$20
have to.
on a fucking account. You're good
Yeah.
for 4 months.
There you go.
Come on.
You'd have to be smart about the wording of it. It's just like, you know, when you're brand new, but if people put their £5 into a spam account, they have to make that message for people to click on it so fucking genuine. Like, hey, bro,
Plus, it creates a trail. It creates a trail when you have to add money, because that money had to come from somewhere, right? So if someone had created this bogus content and he gets reported, you'd be able to trace that person, and they might be able to get him, police-wise on him. Because they'll know his location and stuff.
Yeah, but you could open up a fucking random bank account somewhere under some false fucking name and
No.
Yes, you can.
I know you can, but not some fucking troll on the internet that's gonna do that, Brian.
You could buy a Visa gift card for like $50, right? And then you could put that $50 onto a PayPal account, make up all the other information, and then use the PayPal account to transfer it to your Steam wallet.
That's
There's
still
ways
money
around
just
it.
to troll. There's no way they'll do that. I don't believe that for 1 second that they'll waste money just to troll somebody on the internet. I
Dude,
just
you would
really
be
do not
so
believe that.
fucking surprised. You literally be so fucking surprised.
I haven't seen it happen yet. I
Dude,
really haven't.
Oh my god, dude, you're fucking.
I find
lucky,
that
man.
complete bullshit. I'm
Dude,
sorry. I do not
Trollers
agree
will
with
pay
this.
a shit ton of money just to fucking do.
I think
horrible
Steam have
shit
done a
like that.
magnificent idea, keeping you trolls at bay. That you have to pay money for a fucking fake account.
No, give me the captcha. Give me the captcha.
No,
Squirrel.
that system will be exploited.
Give me the captcha. I don't know if there is a way to crack captchas. There probably is.
Well, we clearly,
probably
I
is.
posted an image in Skype. We clearly, that'd be basically everything if you're not human.
At least you better hope. At least you better hope that the spammer actually has a brain or not.
Well, if the spammer who, let's say, is going to spam out this malware can't guess a capture or read and make the capture, well, he's fucked. He's just fucked.
Yeah,
You're
I
hit in the
guess you
head by
could
a shoe
click
or
on.
something.
I guess for like a captcha, you could click on, I can't see this or whatever, and then you can get around it. I don't know.
There's probably are ways to crack the system. I bet there's bound to be. Someone's got to have the brains to do something like that.
I'm just curious. Why, like what Brian said there, if they can't see the capture, are they blind? Because if they're blind, why the fuck are they trying to go on Steam? The video games if they're blind. It'd make no sense. But I suppose at that point in time, I would say if I can't see this and it reads off something, I'd probably why the fuck are you here? Or are you an idiot? Or fuck you, you're fucked. I don't know. That's probably what I'd say.
I'm all for this $5 adding to the wallet to make your account proper. There's no way to disagree about it, I don't think. Like, you agree with me, Knots? Like, do you think it's a really good idea?
I'm not even a PC player and I fucking agree with it.
There we go.
All right, so I think we've got time for one more story here. Do we want to talk about The Rock's diet, or do we want to talk about North Korea?
North
no,
Korea.
The Rock's dying
North
because that North
Korea.
Korean shit's gonna be a waste of my
It's 3 out of 5 for North Korea. North Korea
That's-
wins.
All right, well, no, we have to. All right, well, the North Korea story won't be too long, so let's do this
All right.
real fast.
Can I
Yes.
Fair
start?
enough. Fair enough.
So North Korea becomes the first country to land a man on, guess, the sun. North Korea has in a North Korean Central News anchor man said on a live broadcast, North Korea has beaten every other country in the world to the sun. Hong Il-gong is a hero and deserves a hero's welcome when he returns home later this evening.
So fucking
To be honest with you, this story here, I think something's wrong.
So
It's
this
so good.
astronaut left for the sun on a specially designed rocket ship at approximately 3 a.m. He is expected to return to Earth at 9 p.m. tonight, where he will meet his uncle and Supreme Leader Kim Jong-un. It is understood that the 17-year-old space explorer traveled at night to avoid being engulfed by the sun's rays.
Oh my god.
Dude, alright, first of all...
This is like the ultimate comedy sketch. It really
This is
is.
like, I don't know, this is like a Jesus, this is on the scale of trolling, this is Jesus style.
It's
So,
like
you heard it right, folks. This person went to the sun at night because apparently the sun doesn't come out at night.
While on the
Something's
sun,
definitely
Mr.
wrong.
Hunt collected sunspot samples to bring back to his supreme leader as a present. I mean, holy shit. He collected sun samples and brought it back to his fucking leader.
it's like
You
it's
can't-
like we're gonna do a different version of the space race.
A space race that could be done in like 18 hours, apparently.
Oh god, I'm just gonna apply some logic here. Let's say, like, what? It took them 4 hours to get there. So that's launching from Earth.
I want to
the
know
sun.
what propulsion they use.
It takes 6 hours to get from here to fucking London. How does it go? How do you get to the sun in
Let me
4?
just put this. This is we're talking about a distance of 93 million miles. Okay? I'm curious. One, how the fuck did they get there in 4 hours? And you know, even if we're traveling at like this, the speed of light, yeah, it takes us 8 minutes to get there. But dude, like the fastest we go, it takes us like 19 years to goddamn get there. So let me get this right. They went there,
No.
they collected sunspots, and they came back in 18 hours.
And this guy was not literally radiating pure radiation from his body and
He
vessel.
must have been fucking, I don't know, fucking flame on.
He is
What
the
would he
living,
be
breathing
like King
Superman.
Like, let me just, like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, this just doesn't add up. It's,
The
you know,
18-hour mission's already been called the greatest human achievement of our time by the North Korean Central News Agency.
Hong Il-gong was definitely fucking hung on drugs.
For those of you that are wondering, the sun is 27 million degrees Fahrenheit or 15 million degrees Celsius.
The radiation will kill you before you even get close to the sun. Let's just put that out there. You will die before you even get close to the motherfucker.
It's just
Nah, this guy,
like,
like,
it's like imagining what
It
if
takes 19 fucking years to get to the sun, and this motherfucker did it in a fucking day. It's like, what the fuck?
Not
And he
just
was
there
17.
and back.
it's
Yeah, it's like, how? Like, the fact, what gets me mad is, like, if these North Koreans aren't even educated enough to even, like, believe this is fucking sad.
I'm
Like,
just gonna
it's-
point this out. Right,
it's just
they
ridiculous.
left during the night time as well. To anybody who's like got like maybe 20 brain cells, you must know
That's
that a
first of all,
light source does not have a day and night cycle. It's a light source. It's causing the light. It doesn't.
Don't you
fucking
know,
switch
Knots,
off.
the
It's not like,
supreme Don't you know, Knots, the supreme leader Kim Jong Un, who, by the way, got 11 holes in one in his first round of golf ever. He is allowed to turn off the sun at night. Okay, he turns the motherfucker off.
What is it, Chuck Norris? I'm assuming he had the help of Chuck Norris and Bruce Lee.
And if,
Oh
if
my
not,
God.
if that whole 2.7 million degrees Fahrenheit, that hot wasn't good enough for you, imagine if the planet Mercury was close enough to the sun, it would explode into a flaming ball of gas before you
It's
can
like,
even
I
get
think
that
Mercury's
close
like,
to it.
what? Mercury's like 43 million miles away from the sun.
Yeah, but imagine if it were to all of a sudden
Wait,
just
I'm just
drift
curious,
out
so
of control.
how long?
Imagine.
It'd take like an hour and a half from Mercury. Oh,
But yeah.
didn't they also mention something about they're on about making a base on the sun? An international fucking base?
Oh, you.
Let me
But-
see.
If they do, then that's absolutely ridiculous.
But I'm talking about like imagine if Mercury was to all of a sudden just spin out of control and just drift towards it. I mean, just imagine it. I'm not. There's always that possibility. You may never know. I wonder if that, and it also makes me believe that. I wonder if it's just that that was Kim Jong Un's plan of his so-called Sea of Fire threat. Because I remember watching the Daily Show one time, like back when Kim Jong Un was threatening about the interview. He said that he was. I'm not. I think it was maybe a little bit before the interview. He said that he was going to threaten to put the U.S. in a sea of fire, and I just heard Jon Stewart just go like, "Sea of fire? What?"
I think at this point, like, you know, because they put a man on the sun, I'm assuming they're just gonna pick up America and launch it at the sun. So they did that, and like, it's gotta be the only way to do it. Like the Sea of Fire. What would class as the Sea of Fire? Well, beside of course bombing them. What would
A
class as the Sea of
giant
Fire?
lava pit.
Well, knowing the Koreas, they probably invented a giant fucking tortoise which spews out acid. I don't know.
Or
I don't know.
Or just to mainly
It's-
prove a point. It's just like, oh, hey, America, we're the first guys to ever reach the sun.
I think at this point, like, NASA's just like, I think, yeah. Well done, guys. Well done.
Yeah.
Even
job.
if you try to look at this rationally, I mean, first off, the space explorer, which is what they called him, was 17 years old. I don't think any astronaut in history was 17 years old.
I think
That's-
for that Mars mission, which is going on in 2036, like the people who are being trained now are like 17 years old. So it's
Yeah,
just
that's them now. That's them now at
Yeah,
that
it's
age.
like, at
and they're
this
being
point in time-
trained. to
at
that
this
age.
point, I don't think like. Dude, like, what age was he when he was being like? It takes like a good 5 years to become an astronaut. Was he being trained at 12-year-olds?
It's probably even more than that. It's probably more than 5 years. You have to go
Well, it
through
is- yeah,
a
good point, it
lot
is
of
Korea.
training.
It is North Korea, so probably about 20 years. So he is being trained in, you know, when he was in fetus form, when he was fucking on his dad's
No,
ball sack.
they need like 50 years just to educate themselves on how fucking far the sun really is.
I'm just curious. Well, like, you know, for the North Koreans, although they have to support their supreme leader, it's a dictatorship. They'll get their head chopped off if they don't. Well, they like in their homes thinking something wrong, something definitely wrong.
They probably, the people there, I feel really sorry for them because they probably all do think that it's bullshit, but by law, they probably can't say a word.
They
Otherwise,
can't say
go to
it,
jail.
dude. It's like there's fucking camps and shit over there. You say something wrong about this Kim Jong Un fella, careful, he might fucking hack us like they did Sony.
Yeah, so they probably are forced to believe that this is a true story, and it's
Yeah,
absolutely incredible.
I'm
I mean-
curious, like, what are their cave explorers like? I could believe saying, like, yo, we put a man on, like, Mars. I'd be like, okay, the fact that this was, you know, not known knowledge, I'd be like, I could go with that. I could believe that. But saying the sun is just like, yeah. This 100%
Sunspot
confirmed.
samples, though.
Just bringing it. It just sprung up the whole situation of like that thread, like I just talked about earlier. Like I quote, "Sea of Fire" by Kim Jong Un.
It's like, at this point in time, it's like, there are really idiotic people in the world, as we know. There are people who think the Big Bang Theory was fake and they believe in the Bible. Not calling out the guy in the YouTube comment section, but you're a fucking idiot. You'd probably believe this story. Although you'd probably
Well,
like
no,
drag God,
we
like,
should point
the
this
sun is
out.
God's eyeball.
We gotta point this out, though. You can believe what you want. We just don't have to take you seriously. Let's just say that. So yeah, you can believe your Sky Wizard all you want,
Well,
but we don't have to like listen to what you have to say.
I'm curious. If you go to North Korea, do you have to accept their customs? Oh wait, we're British, aren't we? David's American, so the
You
chances
wouldn't
are we're
even
probably,
be allowed
we're
in
probably
North Korea, not.
I'm saying we're probably decapitated at the airport.
You wouldn't be allowed in North Korea. They would be like, no, you cannot enter. Bye bye.
So they probably launch us
Sounds
to the
racist.
sun.
Well, they could try. I mean, I gotta know, like, if they did.
These guys can't even launch a missile towards America. So they
No,
put a
even
guy
though they threaten it. It's
But
like,
these
yeah, we're
guys
gonna
put a
fire some
guy
nukes.
on the sun. I'm like, wait. I'm still like, I still can't believe how stupid this is.
Even the
fact that this
strongest
is a
material
thing-
known to mankind cannot resist the sun. There's just no way.
It's just like,
It's like
oh,
at this point-
we're gonna try something that's never been done before.
Well, I'm just curious. The fact that these people believe it, like, I was like, you know, I know I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but comparing to the people who believe this, I'm like fucking Einstein.
I don't think they believe it. They're just like forced to believe it because they gotta believe whatever the leader says. Even if he doesn't actually believe it themselves, they gotta believe what he says because that's how it works in Korea, or North Korea, I should say, because it's safe Korea as well.
Have you
But
seen
fuck me?
so anybody who's seen the interview here, or you know, just watching, you've seen Kim Jong Un in that movie. That's probably more realistic to how he is. Except you could probably tell that he's probably walking around with a permanent coke bag like sellotaped to his fucking nose. Because he must be a high on something.
Hell,
No, I think he's
I'm
just
kinda
crazy with power. That's
Well,
just it's just horrible.
Like, if I'm going to be honest with you, like, people might find this wrong. I'd take Hitler over this dude. At least Hitler wasn't an idiot.
Well, North Korea hasn't actually committed mass genocide, have they?
Yeah,
So-
but like Hitler managed to unite an entire country, like which was like really fucking. It's a really hard thing to do. Like the country was all over the place, but Hitler managed to unite it. Yeah, of course, it involves 6 million people dying. That is a really bad thing to say. Where I'm going
I
with
don't
this
know.
is Hitler was in the right mind, but in the wrong mind at the same time. He united the country just for all the wrong reasons. While this guy, he's just like, submit
Well,
to me.
He didn't say anything about like, oh yeah, we're gonna take a 17-year-old child to the sun and back in a day
Oh, it's
collecting
Hitler, remember? It's
sun
Hitler.
samples.
It's Hitler. He'd probably stick. It's probably a Jewish child, and he'd probably just stick.
He was
it
a
in the
little
opposite.
bit
Hey, you're on the
like,
sun
well,
now.
He was thinking of more rational things, like yes, we're going to invade Europe, which I ultimately failed in.
Well, did he
Not
send his
like,
soldiers
oh, we're
to
gonna go
Russia?
to the sun.
Did
Here,
he send
Hitler.
his soldiers to Russia without like any sort of protection? And it was like winter there, or was it Poland or some shit like that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Well,
I'd still take Hitler over fucking Kim Jong Un.
The biggest example of a fascist.
I'm not. No. I'm not
Oh.
like being a Hitler Youth kind of guy, but damn, like
I mean, but
you know,
really though,
but Hitler, like Germany wasn't a dictatorship back then, was it? They actually believed in the guy. He did something right there. Although for many reasons, it's still the worst genocide like in history.
Well, not
in
all
modern-
believed in Hitler.
But
Some
to be
of
honest
them
with
did,
you,
but some
there
of
was
them were,
not
like,
many
kind of
people know this,
forced.
but in like fucking like I don't know when it was. It was a long time ago. There's a fucking guy like it wasn't Genghis Khan. It was someone before that who killed like 63 million people, and that's not brought up on occasion.
Probably not, because not Hitler is a bit more closer to our history, and it was one of those things
Like, I'm
that
just digging myself a deeper
greatly impacted the world.
although Hitler had prejudice towards the Jews, and he was still a very, very evil man. Hitler wasn't a moron like Kim Jong Un.
No, he wasn't talking about going to the sun. So
No. Hitler was a politician, wasn't he? He united the country under false beliefs that the Jewish were the problems. Clearly not the fault. It's clearly the Germans' fault. But he united an entire country. Not that they believed in him, like they believed in him, but like at the same time, like Kim Jong Un is like what? He's forcing people to believe in him. He's not giving them a choice. From what I last remember, right? From what I read, you know, like it's supposedly like it's a communism. I remember somewhere like they were voting for a leader, and you know what the ratio of Kim Jong Un winning was? 98%. Because nobody else fucking ran.
nope, of course not. Why would they?
Dude, if I lived in North Korea, I probably would have taken the easy way out by now.
If you were living in North Korea, Noz, you would be straight into a camp. You'd probably be born in the camp.
Probably, at
And,
this
you
point
know,
in
it
time-
sounds cruel, but it happens. So people are born in the camps, and they're then forced to like work in those camps.
Dude,
and
I would
it's really
fucking
tragic.
I'm sure I'm telling you, if I lived in if I was born and raised in North Korea, I guaranteed the first thing I would have done is probably took a gun to my fucking brain. I could not, like, dude, I hate being around people my own age. So being stuck in a camp with people who are suffering, I'd go insane within days. I don't
But if
like
you-
social.
But if
I
you're
don't like.
born in those camps, you won't know any different, though.
Yeah,
You
but
won't
like,
know what's right or wrong.
I
You would
know,
see
but
it's natural.
that's the problem. That's the problem. I've got to be biased here because one, I've not been brought up in the way they have. I've been brought up in a how do I say it? Socially acceptable manner. Although I'm still a prick.
I'm still a prick.
Yeah, there's only one way to live life: be a prick.
Good.
Like,
Spoiled
the way I
children.
was brought up was the way my parents taught me. Like, you can do whatever you want, just don't aim too high. Just don't if you aim too high and the chance of you get it, just find it, you create, you
Just
like,
don't be a knob. Just don't be a
and
knob, not.
socialize as much as possible. My mum basically
Don't
said,
be a knob.
and
Don't be a
at
knob.
that point in time, I found a job I want to take, but I just don't socialize. So, being born in a camp, what would my mother's logic be? Don't die. Survive. There you go. I can't do that.
It's like taking the whole YOLO phrase very seriously.
Well, yeah.
You only live once, yeah.
But what
Shut
would
the
it be?
fuck up.
It'd be,
That's probably what the guy
it'd be
was saying
YOLO
on the
it.
way to the sun. You only live once,
I'm
yeah.
assuming like North Korea's motto, instead of YOLO, it'd be YOLIK. You only live once in concentration.
I'll
Or
admit,
YOLIK.
I'm almost cried during this entire thing.
I think the guy, I'm not even gonna lie, my grave must be like 100 feet by now.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
just like-
probably.
It clearly is. But then
It's like,
again,
yeah,
it's
I approve of Hitler killing all these people.
no, I never said I didn't. I never. You got to go back.
You'd
and
rather
look.
have him over a guy that, basically is running his country in a very shitty way, but he's not actually
No.
impacting anyone else.
But he's still being a twat. At least we stopped. At least we stood in and stopped Hitler. Only took us 9 years.
Well, we say we
And
stopped it, but he hanged
And Kim
himself.
Jong Un, their country's been fucked up for the last 20, 30 years, and we haven't stepped in yet. Then I'd still take
No.
Hitler. At least we
We
stopped that
haven't,
shit.
because you know why? Because they aren't bothering anyone else. That's the only reason why we haven't.
How many people has
invaded.
fucking North Korea killed?
More than enough, I'm sure, but
I'm trying
they're
to
all
find it
people.
now. Although does North Korea have the biggest, fucking biggest army?
They got the biggest collection of camps. I know that much. This podcast is really turned down to oh yeah, we're gonna really
Now we're turning to
compare
this
Nazi Germany
I'm just-
to fucking North Korea.
It's turning into the fucking British podcast.
Well, you could have said something, Gabe, because you just
Well, two
ignored-
British men and one American.
Two
I'm
British
actually-
Or plus the other American who's just going completely silent. He's like,
Yeah,
oh
that's
wait,
loud.
let's just move on to the whole.
When's my next gym
rock
session,
shit.
man?
Yeah, that's.
I was
move
just
on.
waiting on his gym session.
He's like fucking. He's working out. He's doing the douchebag workout. The game.
Douchebag curls.
Well,
When
I
Brian gets
think
back,
we,
he's gonna be like, I guess when Brian gets back, he's like, "What the fuck?"
I think we've exhausted Korea. Korea's
No, I think they did a good job of
Sunday.
themselves.
Yeah, it's such a preposterous idea, but it's good comedy though. I would
Yeah,
have
but
openly said this in a
it's
comedy
worth it.
sketch.
I would,
Oh,
I
it's so
would,
worth.
I would have actually loved to hear this on the Daily Show itself.
Oh,
I would have loved
incredible.
to hear Jon Stewart just go completely off about this
I'm
entire.
assuming
entire
Conan and
deal.
Jimmy Fallon are probably gonna nitpick this soon. Right, let's move on to the Rock thing. The man proves mere mortals cannot eat like Dwayne the Rock Johnson. Well,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Should probably say this right. Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, the guy who is always oiled up in movies and sticks his neck out like fucking, I don't know, like an
Hold up,
alien.
he's not a porn star, not Jesus.
No, what are you on about? He's always, bro. Have you not seen Fast and Furious? Every Fast and Furious, his skin is shining, shine bright like a diamond, like that bright.
And hey, it's just like going back to when he just first came about. Like it was he first came about back in 1997, back in the old days of wrestling. But now look at him now. He's just like all muscular and all Mr. Hollywood movie star.
If not shiny.
Yeah,
he's
just a
always
shiny guy.
He
I mean,
he gets up in the morning and the first thing he has two baths. He has A bath where he shower, like where he cleans himself, and then after that he just jumps and rolls in some fucking oil.
But the thing is, though, a lot of people do like him. He may not be like great at acting, but he does a lot of things for like in the community and all that. He's actually a nice guy in person, though.
Yeah, he is. Okay, we should probably get back onto the diet thing, shouldn't we?
Yes, instead of getting
Okay,
homosexual
so
feelings towards
anyone
him.
who calls yourself fat, you should go on the
Me?
Dwayne Johnson or skinny. Just go on the Dwayne Johnson diet, where it is 5,165 calories per day, and includes roughly 10 pounds of food. Well, I'd probably be crushed under that pressure.
Yeah, and some guy basically tried to do his diet. Considering that this guy trains daily and burns up those calories, which is why he eats that much, this randomer thought, oh yeah, let's just try and eat this diet, and it obviously did not go well.
Okay,
And
right. Go on, David.
oh, go ahead. No, go
No,
ahead.
I was going to call out what the diet is.
That's what I was actually gonna do. I was gonna say, for those of you who are actually thinking, what is this 5,000? This said 5,165 calories per day routine. It consists of, and I quote, 36 ounces of cod, 8 ounces of chicken, 8 ounces of steak, 30 grams of of protein.
Is it
parentheses,
queso?
whatever that is. Seriously, whatever that is.
Yeah,
Two
the jelly
whole-
says whatever that is.
2 whole eggs plus 1 10-egg white omelet, 6 cups of rice, 12 ounces of sweet potato, 12 ounces of baked potato, 4 cups of veggies, 2 cups of oatmeal, and 2 whole salads each day. Oh, also, he adds 2 tablespoons of fish oil to wash it all down. There you go, people.
2 tablespoons of fish.
I'm just
Shoulder
curious. I'm
wash
wondering
it
why,
all
like,
down.
these third world countries are starving. It's clearly this guy. He could, like,
Yeah.
feed a few hundred with this diet. At
Here's
least.
the reason why there's poverty in the world.
Like,
Because he's
12
eating that
ounces of
much.
sweet potato,
A bit
man.
too much. A bit too much. of it.
I couldn't fucking do, like, if I'm honest with you, just, like, I couldn't do any of that. I could probably, like, I can't stand, I can't really stand fish. I'll eat it, but I can't stand it.
Well,
I
here's
could
the
probably
thing,
do
though.
the 8 ounce of chicken and the 8 ounces of steak before I'm, like, done for the next 7 years.
Here's the thing, though. If you were living in, like in the North Pole or whatever, because it's that cold, your body burns up a lot of calories just naturally, so you have to eat like double the
Are
food.
you saying he works out in the fridge?
No, not necessarily. I mean, like, your body will burn up a lot of calories if it's put up through a lot of stress. So he exercises all the time, so I can see why he eats through those
thinking-
calories.
For some reason, I'm thinking, like, if this was like a normal workout, I'm assuming you've seen like where people get locked in straitjackets. Well, whoever would go on this diet would be locked in a giant ice cube, and it's slowly freezing the insides. So he'd just eat all that, just and by the law of, this what you said earlier on. I can't quote you because I can't remember exactly what you said. I'm assuming like he'd have to bust out after eating all this. Because let's face it, any man who can eat all that is definitely, like, up there in fat shits.
He's not a big... Well, I was just going to say, he is a big guy, and given his history of working in the World Wrestling Entertainment industry, he would have to train daily just to make sure he did not injure himself while in the ring, and now that he's doing films all that to basically look like this big butch dude, like in Fast and Furious, he's got to burn up a lot of calories just doing that exercise alone. So I can see why he does that sort of diet, because his body actually needs it. Because if he actually ate like a normal like diet, like something that we would eat, it wouldn't be enough for him. He'd be starving. So there is a reason why he does take that diet. It may not be the most like healthiest of diets, but he exercises anyway.
I was just reading this, right? And he goes through, it's like, he started this diet back in April 2013, and when he was, that Pain and Gain movie with fucking, is it Mark Wahlberg? I think it's Mark Wahlberg, isn't it? Right. He ate 60 grams of protein per meal 7 times a day. That's 420 grams of protein on the daily. Fuck. Wow.
Yeah. Because your body will burn through that if he's doing that much exercise.
He says his breakfast for this particular role in Pain and Gain was a 10-ounce fillet mignon. What the fuck is a mignon? Red meat.
I don't even want to know.
2 whole
probably
eggs,
have to
2 cups of
Google it.
oatmeal.
I'll go
And let me get this right. apparently, according to The Rock, what this article says, that according to it, his cheat day, where you just eat, includes at least a dozen pancakes, roughly 2 dozen brownies, and 4 pizzas. While the interviewer had 40 consumed 13 pizzas, and even The Rock says nobody can do 13 pizzas. Apparently, even The Rock has its limit.
Well, yeah, 13
Dude,
pizzas,
it's like
that's
30.
a lot of food.
Yeah, that is a lot. Like, but damn, like this guy, man, I couldn't do that workout even if I wanted to.
I mean, it's not like you're gonna like stuff all that food in like just one sitting. Of course, you gotta
No.
like, yeah, it's not gonna happen in one sitting. But
I assume,
a
like-
second thing that I mean, that's a couple of bucks you're having to spend every day. I mean, sure, it's not a problem for Dwayne's case. I mean, because he's a millionaire. He's
Yeah,
a millionaire.
I've
And,
just got
Glad he's
two
probably
things to
got
ask.
so much money now.
I'm just two things I'm curious about this is what does his kids? Doesn't he have kids? What do they think of when they see him eating all this and like not
They're probably
put on
quite
weight? Are they
impressed.
jealous? Like I'm assuming white girls are jealous of this. Like he can eat all that and put on that like no weight whatsoever. Yeah.
Yeah, but people don't realize, like, my mother's like this as well. She's, oh, how do these people eat so much food and then they don't actually gain any weight? It's like, because they're fucking doing exercise like The Rock. I mean, they're literally putting their body through so much stress and strain. It's no wonder why they actually get
Well,
so
there are
big and
problems
fat.
like defects, like a high metabolism. Like people consume food quite,
Oh, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
But there are ways
But-
to actually make your metabolism stronger, though. It's like drinking
Yeah,
water and all
you-
that.
I drink a lot of water and I do have a high metabolism. I eat a lot of food. And the way to keep a constant weight with high
Metabolism.
yeah, high metabolism. The way to keep a constant weight is I have to eat a bit more than what a normal person would eat. Like they say, I think it's like you have to eat like 2,100 calories a day to keep your weight. And I normally eat about 2,400 and I stay my weight. I
The
don't
thing
put on
is,
weight.
metabolism is different for every person. So some people like you, or a friend of mine that I know of who's quite skinny as well, you have high metabolism, so you don't necessarily have to like exercise to actually keep your size, but it's still dangerous for you at the same time because you could get skinnier. So you'd have to eat more food and therefore
you have
exercise
to eat.
more.
You have to eat. You're like there's this problem with being anorexic is like anorexic people often don't like eating, and that was where I was confused in the past about that. I was like, oh, I'm anorexic, but I liked eating, so it's just like now I know that I'm different. I'm not anorexic. I do like eating, and in fact, I love eating. It's my favorite part of the day. So I don't know. I'm skinny, but I'm a fat guy at heart. I'm American.
So this bloke that actually tried the Rock's diet, keep it on this person's like normal, he doesn't exercise or anything. He tried his diet and it basically resulted in him doing a lot of vomiting because his body cannot hold that much food. And it could have been really fatal if he kept pushing it. And there is a video as well, which whether that be linked in the description or not, I don't know, but it's basically called The Rock Diet Plan Attempted by a Real Person, and it's about 5 minutes long. It basically shows this guy going through all the meals that The Rock ate throughout the whole day. And it's just, this dude, like, from looking at the video, he's nothing big. He's about my size.
He's average. He looks about.
He's
size.
average. And it's just, it's absolutely hilarious. To think that someone would actually attempt that when he doesn't actually do any like exercise. It's like, yeah, I'm just gonna try and eat 5,000 calories.
I haven't watched the video. Does he actually make it through the entire day?
I don't think so. I mean, considering that he's had the vomit and all that, he basically fails as soon as he vomits once because The Rock doesn't do that. He actually burns
I'm
away
curious,
for the food.
Even if this guy did it, what would he feel like the next day? What would you feel like if you ate that the next day?
It'd probably be fatal, actually, because his body would be able to digest the food fast enough.
Honest to God, like, my mum said to my dad and me, we get big dinners, and, from my mum. And my mum was like, I'm fattening you up for Christmas. I'm assuming, like, if I ate that, I probably would be ready to be the turkey that goes into the oven at Christmas time.
Just a little FYI. Whenever you mention the mignon, it's the steak cut of beef taken from the smaller end of the tenderloin of a beef carcass. Basically, it's the it generally refers to the pork rather than the beef, is what a mignon is.
Oh, okay
Jesus.
then. But
Yeah.
when you say mignon, I'm assuming it's, I don't know. It looks like a, you've seen Minions from Despicable Me. It's like a minion slash a fucking, like, I don't know.
Despicable
when
Me
you-
minions.
Yeah, it's like when you say a mignon, it's just like it sounds like a really weird small miniature creature of some sort.
Yeah,
Like a cat.
just somewhat, yeah. And not to mention this guy. I mean, despite him vomiting, he still didn't want to take the failure empty-handed. So he just had to. He still just went for it though, nonetheless.
Yeah, he still attended it, which is very brave, but it's also very dangerous.
Quite so. I mean,
Because, like I
not-
said, if you try and digest all that food, if you somehow manage to fit it all in your body, if your body can't digest it fast enough, you could die. You actually could.
there's that possibility, and not to mention if you didn't have that kind of digestive system, or if your body just wasn't that used to that kind of food that Dwayne. I mean, because he's done this many times in the past.
Yeah.
He'd done that many times. He's done this kind of stuff.
He done
many times
this.
in the past. I can't.
He
word it
done
right.
fucked up.
Well, yes. Well, he did this kind of stuff back in the earlier years.
I'm still
Just-
like, I'm still in shock and awe, man. Like, I can't believe the guy goes through that much. At that point, I'm like, I don't know.
There's
It's
probably
like-
other people just like Dwayne that probably eat even more than him.
And they
It's just that's what he's got to eat every day. There's
Well,
probably
it could be
some
like-
people that probably actually eat
I'm
like
just gonna
10
go
things
Google
of
and type
calories.
in fattest people, like, and I'm just gonna assume these people went on like whoa, that guy clearly went on a bigger diet.
Oh, then they all of a sudden they just come upon this, and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna try this out now, and hopefully it'll give me that kind of looking body in just one day. It'll get me over this big round fat body, and all of a sudden just give me that, yeah,
You know what I'm
muscular
curious?
body like Dwayne Johnson has."
I'm just curious, like, how do like some really fat people in the world really fat?
extremely obese.
Just go on Google and type in fattest people. Go to images.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
I really don't
I've
want
seen
to.
them.
Just
I've
do it. Just
seen
do it.
them. I've seen
And
some of
it's
them
like,
actually not good
How do
sight.
people find this? How do people find that like acceptable? Like, dude, if I
Some
was
people
that
don't.
fat, I
Some
would
people-
starve myself. I don't know what I'd do. Well, I wouldn't jump off a building. I'd cause a crater. I'd kill a few other people, then, wouldn't I? But
Well,
damn,
sometimes some of these people like emotionally just they can't stop because they either are depressed or whatever, or they can't actually have the motivation to actually get themselves out of the chair or what have you. And some of them actually can get out of the chair after they go after some weight because they don't have the body strength to actually lift up their own weight, so they get stuck in that chair or their
Honestly,
bed.
even if like people this fat I'm looking at, like even if they lost the weight, their body's still going to be royally fucked. There's no way
they would have so much stretched out skin that they would have to have surgery to actually get that skin removed,
I just
so they actually look like they're human.
I honest to God, I could not imagine being fat. I would, in a sense, I'd hate myself.
Well, I'll tell you, not considering my size, it sucks. It really
I
does.
can tell it fucking sucks.
I'll bet it does. I mean, considering that it's like it just feels like you're gonna be like a good chance you're gonna be trapped onto a chair or couch or whatever it is, and if you're gonna have that kind of body, you could barely get out of the house. That you can't. If
some
I were to
people,
imagine myself like that, I don't think I would even just. I think I'll just go ahead and
I
just
don't
end
know.
it right there.
Just knowing
I'll
there
be
are
honest.
people like this in the world. You know what I've always been curious about as well? These like really obese fat people, the people who can't move. I'm talking, if you can move, you're perfectly fine. If you can carry on with society, you're fine, okay? I don't hate you whatsoever. But if you can't move because you're that fat, like, one, how the fuck do you get funds to eat? And two, I'm seeing that some of these people are married. And I'm like,
Yeah.
just
Well,
standards.
if they're
You've
not
gotta have
married, they'd have a carer.
standards.
That's the
Like-
thing, though. Sometimes if they're like that, they actually have to get benefits because they're actually technically disabled. They're
Just
actually
imagine
technically
trying-
disabled
like,
because they can't actually get out of the
just-
chair or
Just
whatever.
think of this. Just imagine trying to have sex with one of those people. You'd either see the vagina or the head You're not going to see them both at the same time.
Jesus.
Be, like,
Oh
just-
my god.
the fact that, like, people, like, that guy who, went on a fucking rampage because he couldn't get laid. The fact that these people can get married and they're that fat and that guy couldn't get laid, and there are people out there killing themselves because they are having women trouble, is amazing.
Because they usually
Like,
get married before they end up to
I
that
needed-
sort of size knots.
I needed some motivation, okay, like, to continue going on with my life. And now I'm thinking, you could end up like these people. Except these people get more vagina than you.
Well, that's debatable.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
think they actually get any attempts at sex at that sort of fucking
I
size.
don't know.
mean-
Not to say that they probably don't, but they probably don't. Very
it's-
unlikely.
Like, I'm actually assuming. You remember Jabba the Hutt from fucking Star Wars? I'm assuming they
Of
didn't make
course.
like a. I'm assuming they didn't make
Yeah.
a moth. They just, applied makeup to a fat person.
To a
I think it
slug.
was just special effects.
No,
Wait,
I
I
know
don't think
they
it was a
actually-
person underneath it.
No, they actually made a model of it, like, and then moved it from like inside and shit.
Oh right. Oh, I don't know.
But at this
Maybe.
point in time, I'm like, wouldn't it just be easy to like make up a fat dude?
Well, it's not. It's like comparing fat human. It's a contrast to fat human to fat slug.
Yeah.
Say. Not
I know
to
people
mention it-
use Jabba the Hutt as an insult to fat people, but it's like, dude, the one's not real and one is. And some of them are actually conditions. You
and
know.
one is
Yeah.
a different species, and one is the other.
I agree that if you have like if you have a condition where it would make you that fat, I'd feel sorry for you, but I'd know it wasn't your fault. So in a way, I'd probably be more accepting towards you. But if it's your choice to be that fat, we got
If
problems.
I had less integrity, I probably would,
I would
end
pu-
up
I would
being
punch
like one of
you,
those
but-
people.
Like if a guy was there, I would punch you, but I don't want my hand to go into an orbit.
But then again, I was going to say the guy probably won't even feel that punch.
He probably
It's
wouldn't.
inflated-
Your body would actually,
inflated body.
his body would
Inflated
actually
body.
absorb your hand.
Inflated
Yeah.
body.
I'd assume like it'd be like the flood. My hand's gone.
All of a sudden, if you're just like stick a needle into him, and all of a sudden it'll just go flying around the room. And hey,
He's one of them
there's a
weird-
good
was
thing
it
about
weird
it.
that
His
he
fat,
fucking
his
flipped
fat is
arm
gone.
Flabby guys.
And I was gonna say,
Like-
if you were to stick a needle into him, not only will he fly around the room like a balloon, but hey, the good news is your fat is gone.
Wait, what would this guy? Would this guy be like the? I'm assuming this guy would be like the perfect shield. Like these people would be the perfect shield for guns.
A literal
Like,
human
just-
shield.
Like
Oh
like
my
if there's
God.
ever a war, we just like if there's ever a war and there's people fighting on the streets, we just like use instead of like shields, we just use fat people on trolleys.
That's so harsh.
The newest
We're, like, on
innovation.
steel, like,
The newest
Look,
innovation.
these
in
people
defense.
these people are that fat they can't move and it's their fault they did it and they can't be asked to change their ways. They have got no use in this society as I said society like a retard. They've got no use in the
Like, some
society.
sort of support machine because they wouldn't be able to move themselves. So you can actually have them like in a cross position. That sounds so bad, but
Like humans, we're like supposed to be the pinnacle of fitness here. We can outrun a cheetah at long distance.
yeah,
Yet somehow
well,
we
It's
put
like- it's
ourselves-
It's like these guys have only just that single purpose in their life, just being the newest innovation in defensive use, like human shields, literally.
For some reason, I feel like I'm assuming for some reason, like that like feminists are all about gender equality. They're not on about this
Yeah.
shit, are they?
Mhm.
They think that I don't know really how to bind them both really here, but let's just say I'm assuming like to any feminist out there who isn't a crazy bitch and a man hater, carry on. If you're a man hater,
feminism it's a completely like it's just another bag of worms. You can't really discuss it unless you want to go on for like another 3 hours, which I don't
I
think we
can
have time
I can
for.
sum up like
Yeah,
feminists
fortunately.
quite quickly. To be honest with you, just open your legs. I'm just curious. Any feminists out there? How the fuck do you get oppressed? If I reject you, you class that as oppression. If I sit there with my legs open, you class that as oppression. If I stand there in a public restroom for males, pissing, you find that oppressive. Except in like what is it, Saudi Arabia? You can't legally drive a car if you're a female. You can only show your eyes. And I think it was like India or someplace. in the last 10 years, it was outlawed that you can no longer throw acid in people's face, in females' faces. So Western oppression is just a pain in the ass in general. It's just like,
Oh yeah, the West is, it's just a
and
bunch
I'm
of
just curious.
sissy.
Can anyone explain to me, like, I'm seeing feminists like, yes doesn't always mean yes. Then what else does it fucking mean? Explain it to me. Like,
Well, we
and
can't.
they're saying that if a man is drunk and a female the female is drunk and they have sex and the female regrets it, that's rape. No, it's not rape.
Like I said, we can't bring that up because it will just be another whole
I'd be
can
here
of
for
worms.
hours ripping into feminists. A crazy one, should I say
Yeah.
it? I'm all for gender
Maybe on
equality.
another show when I get the chance to come back.
I think I might just I
Oh,
think
but
I might
don't
just
worry,
go and
you'll
make a
get that
call.
chance.
I think I might just do a video on that alone. Gender equality is something that's good, and the wage gap does exist, although it's not 77 cents to every dollar. Okay, that's a myth. The reason it's not a myth, but the reason males earn more in these industries is because there's more males, higher jobs, more money, more males, higher average. That's how things work.
I find it hilarious how we talked about The Rock and his 5K calorie diet, and we somehow turned that into feminism.
Oh, we added like an extra 2 topics. Brian's gonna be happy with us.
Well,
I mean, just let's just go back to the whole Rock diet, just real quick here.
just to
it's
stir it back.
I mean, it's just a little thought though. I mean, it's like Dwayne it's probably because of he has to look like this because of what heritage he's a part of because
He's got to play Hercules in the next film, I think.
Well,
if he hasn't done already.
Yeah, but I was gonna say his heritage. He's part Samoan. It's like since he's part Samoan, it's like, oh, we Samoans have to have all this muscle. It's like he has to. I mean, of course he's got to keep that figure, that genuine figure that he has. But
he's got to keep the figure of a professional athlete.
Yeah, but
because he does have to go back to WWE as well.
Yeah, but let's just go ahead and just give this to other people as well. And I'm not sure if he's, to be honest, I'm not sure if he's gonna go back to wrestling because I read in the report, I read about something about like an update on his condition. I think it was after his second WrestleMania match with John Cena that he suffered a groin injury that was gonna like completely alter his time in WWE. I think he's only going to make like sporadic appearances on what they say. I'm not sure if he's going to actual wrestle and whatnot due to that groin injury that he suffered at the end of that match in WrestleMania that one time. But that's just what they said. Because that groin,
I don't know. He probably will find a way to come back. I mean, if he's got the time to do this amount of training, which I'm pretty sure he's training his groin in some way. If he's able to do that, then I'm pretty sure he probably would be able to come back for at least 1 or 2 matches in wrestling. But yeah, he's just going to take up his mantles of an actor.
Just part-time wrestling though.
Yeah, because that's what most people know him for. It's like, oh yeah, he's the guy that was The Rock in WWE or what have you, and a lot of people really liked him.
I was more of a Stone Cold Steve Austin guy.
I like Steve Austin, but
I like them too because hey, let's be honest, those two were made up some of the probably the greatest feud I think ever happened in just wrestling.
Let's just think if Brian was here, he'd be like, no, you guys, no.
Yeah, imagine if he was still here, it'd be like, just cut us off right now. But I'll admit Rock and Austin, I think were both hilarious back then. I mean, they were both great on the mic. Let's just admit, we can admit on that, right? They were both great on the mic. I mean, The Rock especially. I think he was the best guy on the mic ever. He's probably the most hilarious in my opinion.
I've always just enjoyed Steve Austin's intros and how he ends always ends a match with the beer and everything. I always enjoyed that when I was a kid.
Yeah, his entrances were actually quite flashy. They were quite flashy most of the time. I actually did like that whole racing.
I was a hardcore WWE fan when I was younger, and although I don't remember much about my time as a child, good childhood. I remember all my friends. I remember playing out with my friends. I just don't remember much of TV. But I know for a fact that I've still got clothes with Stone Cold Steve Austin's face on them, and I have a cup. Well, I've given the cup to my nephews, of course, so they look after it now. they've got, we've got, I'd say we've because we both had them. A Stone Cold Steve Austin like bowl, cup, and a small sandwich plate, and that set my parents back about £50 when I was younger. That was expensive.
Did you know Steve Austin has done films as well, mind?
Yeah, but he probably did already. Like the fact that many people don't know that. What he pretty was, he was a shitty actor.
Yeah, he's probably not a great actor, but he has done films, just like The Rock has. Maybe not popular ones like freaking Fast and the Furious, but he has done them. I think one of them in particular is where a bunch of people go to an island. It's kind of like The Hunger Games, but I don't remember what it was called.
I know one of them that he did was The Condemned. That was one that he did. I mean, because it's like he has to go into movie acting or just do acting, period. Because remember, he can't wrestle anymore because he's completely retired now, and due to all the injuries that he suffered, because he really couldn't take that many blows that well. He suffered too many injuries and had to do too many surgeries, not to say the least.
I think he's earned his time in the spotlight though, because I haven't seen him do any films either. So I think he's just done with the whole entertainment thing, and he's just living his life.
Yeah, exactly. Because
I haven't seen him make any return in wrestling or even films or anything. So
he actually did come back in WrestleMania 30 just to make that sporadic appearance. Rock and Hulk Hogan did. They shared the spotlight together.
Oh right, I didn't know that.
Yeah, in WrestleMania 30. Yeah. But, I mean, I can just look back now and just, back when the Rock character was just building up, his mic skills were just so incredible. I mean, back during the late 90s and just back in the early 2000s, back when he was a bad guy, he was still, I think he was the most hilarious good guy and bad guy, in my opinion. Because, if you were to look up on YouTube and type in The Rock funny moments, there's a good chance for any wrestling fan out there who would like The Rock, I probably can guarantee you that you'll at least get a bit of a giggle on that video, because trust me, I did.
My giggle, I prefer cackle.
Or that. Like I said, I can guarantee you that you'll get at least a little bit of a giggle on those videos, because he was just that hilarious, in my opinion.
Isn't that the time when he actually had hair as well?
No,
back to the whole bald thing. It's like, oh, hey, now let's just go ahead and just shave my head and look like, oh, maybe that's why Eddie the Chump had his head shaved.
Oh my god, it's the one thing I'm not looking forward to. At this rate, I'm going to go bald. No, I'm joking. I'm not actually going. I've got long hair, but if I'm honest with you, I could never see myself bald. Just look at this guy.
I was bald once.
I could not do that. I was bald because I moved during my haircut, at the public. You go to the thingy, and then you move, and they fuck up your hair, and it's like, sorry, we fucked up your hair, so it's on the house, but we're gonna have to make you go bald, otherwise you're gonna have really shitty hair. And I'm just like, no. So that was the worst time of my life. That was the worst time of my life.
I was gonna say I was gonna back when I was in high school, I was in ROTC. I had to have that short hair. I was just like, oh my god, am I ever to imagine myself bald, kind of looking like this? Because if you were to have your head shaved,
right? Look at this guy. That, this is what I look like.
It's close to being bald if you were to have your head like that. My hair is almost like that. Yeah, my hair is almost.
You look like a fucking failed rock star.
He looks like one of the guys off of 3 Days Grace.
Well,
I'll admit they're a great band.
Just imagine looking at me, right, and all you see is a giant forehead like that. I couldn't do that. Going bald would kill me.
I was gonna say, if I were to have my head bald that long, I would just have to wear a bandana and a backwards cap, kind of look like Fred.
I'd buy a fucking wig. I could not go bald. I like hair on my head, okay? Although my dad and mum went grey at the age of 21, and it's genetic. So it's kind of awkward, because if I go grey at 21 years old, just imagine me with grey hair. And it's not that really old man grey. It's the lighter scale of grey. So it's more of the white.
Yeah.
So just imagine me with that. I'd look like I'm from an anime.
Yeah.
People probably like that though.
Come.
I mean, just real quick. I mean, if I were to actually look at myself looking bald, I'd probably look like Fred Durst off of Limp Bizkit.
Oh, I know what I look like when I was bald.
Just imagine me with the long hair, and then
But I'll admit, I think Fred Durst still looks badass nonetheless because he wears that backwards cap on most of the time. He's badass though.
Well, I thought we'll make this the last topic as well before, this show's going on for way too long.
But yeah, before we go.
You seen my long hair then, didn't you? Just imagine, I suppose we should say this anime conversation is just completely out. Brian, if you're listening, stop here, okay? Just stop. Cut our last part out. That's the end of the podcast. There you go.
No, I did
Crewcast outtakes.
Well, we should probably just say like goodbye at least, then, can't we?
Crewcast
Yeah,
outtakes.
so this has
There we
been the
go.
Crewcast episode, what is it, 4 now, ain't it?
This has been Crewcast.
4.
This has been Crewcast number 4. So this is gonna do it for this time here. So if you got any suggestions of topics, please let them down in the comment section, and maybe Brian will actually consider them if he actually does.
Come see my dead channel because I'm the special guest of the show.
So until then, please thank Mr. Sergeant J for being our pleased guest here on this lovely show of a podcast.
Hey, Jay,
this evening.
Jay, husband. Thanks for coming.
So until then, just keep suggesting those topics, and unless Brian just ever considers them. So until then, this has been Chaos Lord David, and Knots Predator, and I play Fat Apes. So
Apes gone.
Yeah, he's gone. So
he's just gone. Told you guys, he just disappears.
So that's gonna do it. So hope you guys enjoyed, and hopefully your popcorn was worth it. So that's gonna do it for the Crewcast. So we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye bye.
Take it easy.